Yes, sir.
You are now tuned into the Boxing Bros. I'm Caden, and Trill Dollar Bill is a little busy. So what he's going to do is he's going to jump in when he has the opportunity. He's going to join us, give his input, and then he may have to leave again. But Trill Dollar Bill will be joining us during this live. And I'm here with my co-host.
What's good, everybody? This is G, TBE's dad.
What up, world?
Ned, dog, it seems like it was a long night. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Ned?
Nah, just lost track of time. Didn't hit alarm clocks, things like that, yo. You know, life gets to you sometimes. How y'all doing?
What up, baby? Yo, who's in the building? Bricktop Warren in the building. Eves V in the building. What's good? Sir Oku in the building. KTH for life. Salute in the building. We got Walk 006. The White Howard is straight. You're missing a word. You're missing a word from there, but we're not getting into that. Oh. TBE at the top from all right, coming from at the top. All right.
My bad.
It's all good. Eves V, salute. Congrats on 15K subs. Hey.
Thank you.
Although, if you don't know, YouTube has been kind of funny style with us. Like removing and adding people. So we got there. Yeah, man. Trill Dollar Bill, he's a little busy. He's gonna be joining us. Trill has like things he has to do in addition to doing this, you know. So he's gonna jump in when he can.
I like this suggestion right here from Scott. Let's do a show based on some of the great fights of the past. Yeah, we should definitely.
Nah, for real. We definitely should, because some people need to be educated on the great fights of the past. They can know what boxing used to look like. Huh?
Great robberies, the greatest robberies that ever happened, you know?
Yeah, that's real too. That's another good one. Yeah, we should definitely get on that. Yeah, go to my man Alexander Sankey for a second. Salute to you, brother. We've seen you with us for a while now. Yo, we can't explain it. Like, if you look at, so one, we only record on Sundays, but also there'll be points in time where it's like we're at 15 right now. We can go tomorrow and be at like 14. It's just the way stuff works. But if you look at the views and hours watched, people watch. So we know that. So that's, you know what I mean? We really just care about, you know, coming out here, doing what we do. This whole thing started, you know, with no expectations, and we still don't have any. We just do this out of love. So thank you.
Yo, Ryan needs some magic flour.
Yo, look at the picture of Oscar, though. You ever see the picture of Oscar?
Man, mad booger sugar, man. Mad.
Yo, I know that picture. That picture is photoshopped. That picture is photoshopped.
Don't get Oscar that out, yo. He said he claims all his pictures are Photoshop, man.
Yo, look like Oscar's been hanging with David Benavidez, but I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Oh, watch your mouth.
CJ in the building.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Alexander Sankey said, I found y'all after the second Wilder Fury fight. It's been a long time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got my man, Mr. T, in the building.
Salute, man.
Mr. T about to make somebody a meme out here. About to make Ned a meme if he don't wake up.
Oh, yeah. So, Keep for Life, he said, you guys need to do crossover videos with some other good podcasts. Hey, man, you know some, send them my way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, maybe, you know. So, Andre Ward's freshly licked lips is still in this book. Yo, Andre Ward, freshly licked lips. I think this is the White Howard is straight. I think it's the same person. running those accounts.
You guys don't want to monitor. Hey, man, listen, man. $1 million question.
The way I see it is more money, more problems, man. Trust me. Once money get involved, problems get involved.
Okay.
What said I shouted you out on the Undefeated podcast? Word? Send us the link to that. I don't.
Walking my glitching still? Is my screen freezing?
Yeah, you seem good. You seem good. You didn't see
that Wreck-It Ralph, dog.
No, earlier I pressed the eject button by accident, yo. It was mad quick. I was like, oh man, why I do that to myself? Man. The Oscar system this year.
Join the mighty LDBC. Yo, some people in the comment section say G's already down with the mighty.
I got some that last week, man. Watch your mouths, man. You know what I mean?
G is a member of the mighty LDBC. Rachel said you guys need to do more clickbait titles and thirst traps. I'm joking. Just keep being your authentic self. Salute to you, Rachel. Right. You've always been down and had our back. We appreciate you. You've always been respectful. What I appreciate about Rachel more so than like even some of the guys is Rachel has a good sense of humor and she could take a joke. Like if I'm clowning about FA, she's not taking it personally. She knows I'm just messing around. Like some people get so obsessed with their favorite fighters, you can't even make jokes about them or anything. You know,
fact, man. Hold on, what's that dude? I already forgot his name. Kaden, what's the guy's name that was? Hold on, I gotta find.
Ken. It was Ken.
Yo, my man hates my
I'm
gut.
so mad. I'm forgetting his name, man.
Ken Kobe.
Ken Kobe.
Salute to Ken Kobe, man.
Ken Kobe.
Ken, I don't know what I did to your life.
Since we got time today.
Yeah, yo.
Since we got time today, hold on. Let me pull up. Yo, I have to admit, my man G was getting roasted in the comment section, man. We don't appreciate it.
Out of order, man. I was like, yo, really? Just because I got a little opinion? You know what I mean?
People need to relax themselves sometimes, man. My man, first of all, I appreciate the interaction from King Kobe. So that's not what we're saying. But my man King Kobe, yo, hold on. Yo, what video was that? That was
with Canelo.
Oh, must be the become.
Yeah, Canelo must fight Benavidez to become an idol.
Yeah, you know all right. Holy shit, it's real.
You know, it's crazy. Me and G had a long conversation on Friday about this, yo.
Word up, Ned. Yeah,
I already know what it is.
So
G know what it is. G want
hold on, I don't know nothing. I promise you, I don't know nothing. You know what I mean?
Wait, can y'all see this?
Yeah, it's a little small, but
it's a little small.
Yeah,
I mean,
but we can still read it though.
There's nothing I can do. I gotta make it sort by newest. All right, here we go. Look at this dude, King Kobe. So we're gonna go King Kobe. So once again, for King Kobe, we appreciate the interaction.
Hold on. But look at this. Look at this. He gonna say TBE is an intelligent man. Great thinking. That's what I knew.
Thank you, brother. Nah, you just said
hold on. And now he timestamped it. Yo, so King Kobe timestamped it where he gives TBE props. And then a few minutes, like a minute later, at 7:45, G is a casual. You gotta mute his mic. He doesn't have a clue about boxing.
Thank you. Yeah, Kobe, you
then at 11:16, he goes, he doesn't deserve the fight. He needs Canelo, not the other way around. Even if he can beat Canelo, so think with your brain, G, not with bias. So he takes a shot at G at 11:16. Then at 13:37, he goes, exactly. That's why you got to mute G's mic. He's a casual talking to people who know what they talking about. Play the clips. We're not going to play the clips. He wrote too many, bro. Then at 2018,
You love
he goes.
me, man.
Then at 2018, he goes, I'm telling you, you got to mute G's mic. He's clueless. 2153. Mute this man's mic. He a casual. How you compare Bud to Benavidez? He has no idea what he's talking about. He wasn't done. At 25,
Ned, I
26.
don't even know why you saying
At
I never
25,
said that.
26.
Hey,
I
G,
never
when we
said
talked
that.
on the road, you was like, you.
Hey, man, at 25, 26.
Ned, please don't even do this to yourself live, bro.
Hey,
Yo,
when
don't
it
let me
get there,
violate you,
get
Ned,
there.
live, man.
When we get there, when we get to that stop,
When we get to that stop, all I want to do is just you
we
pull out
gonna let
your
you
phone
off
and
the
show your
stage,
Cash App. Show how much money you've been giving me. Exactly, dog. Because you know what time it is. You know what I mean?
Hey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
All right, so
Watch your
at 25,
pocket. You know what I
at
mean?
25, 26, he said, told y'all dude is a casual, knows nothing about boxing. How can you say Benavidez could beat or be on the same level as Bivol? Then his final comment at 26:29, this man shouldn't be on the panel or podcast or whatever. He sounds like these irritating PBC fans. So that's what he said. And then this is just completely unrelated. This other person whose name is, some fix your face, G. So, anyways, you saw my man King Kobe had it out for G in the comment section, man. Yo, G, man. Is there anything you want to say? Salute to Karma Serene in the building. Dom the God in the building. Let's go. G, anything you want to say to your man's King Kobe?
King Kobe, man, I appreciate the love. You know what I mean? So just keep hating, you know. You know what I mean? Like, yo, Ned, man, is that really you?
Yo,
Hold on.
I'm a big Kobe fan.
Wait.
I'm a big Kobe fan, but that's not me. I promise
many
you, that's
people
not me.
Wait, hold on, wait. Let's get this. After that, after we recorded, there was a talk between G and TBE. And then later, all these comments about G, you know what I'm saying, started to appear under this video. The question we have for the chat right now is, do you think Ken Kobe? Oh, one more thing. Ned is a Lakers fan. Ned is a serious Lakers fan. Do you think that Ned is Ken Kobe? Do you think Ken Kobe is Ned's burner account? Let us hear it in the comment section.
That's a fact. That's a 1,000.
Hey, yo, we all got doppelgangers out here, man.
Rachel,
I promise you.
Rachel said, "Wow, when did G inspire such strong reaction?"
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yo, listen, it's crazy. If I even mention Canelo, if I even mention Lomachenko, if I even mention Usyk, yo, it's like people losing my. If I mention AJ, I'm like, yo, come on, son. I can't just have an objective opinion. Like, come on, man.
Yo,
like,
Ned, you busted, dog. Everybody. Mr. T
it's
said
not
it's
me,
your burner
man.
account.
I promise you.
Dom the God said it's your burner account. Alexander Sankey said it's your burner account.
That's being frank.
Karma Serene said it's your burner account. Yo, shoot. The white's on you, Ned. The white's looking for you. All right, so
I don't want no parts of the white, yo.
Yo, Rachel said you're being framed. Yo, Alexander Sankey said people go hardest at G and Caden. It's nuts. Yo,
that is true. No, yo, you read the comments, you be wild, man. I'm like,
yo, they show us no mercy in the comment section, yo. It's whatever. I just wish they hit that dislike button up.
Could it be G making his own hater? Man, hey, man, listen.
G,
I got a lot of friends out here. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, let Ned respond to this. Yo, Ned, the people said you out here making Finsta accounts. They say you out here making burner accounts. What's going on? What do you got to say to the people?
Man, when I get hit on the show, I don't even got time to respond to it. But if it's funny enough, I like laugh at it or I do. I don't got time to be.
He's deflecting already. That wasn't the question. The question was about why did you make a burner account to attack G?
And in my defense, I don't got time to be on the internet writing comments and trolling people, man. I live a busy lifestyle. If y'all think it's me, find the proof. link it right back to this IP address and everything, and I take the blame. But it's not me. I don't have time for this. G, you know we got beef. I air our laundry out on this whole live.
Oh,
right
they got
now.
beef. Oh, you come.
I ain't got no beef. I promise you. Yo, Ned, you paid my mortgage. You paid my mortgage too many times for me to have beef with you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
If I said it,
I love you, Ned.
on it.
That's why I adopted you. I was like, yo, this guy right here, I gotta put you on my taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you doing good. Keep losing and keep paying. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no listen, no hate, bro. It's all love, man. You know like,
we gotta give Ned that the wire lie detector test. Yo, bring him to the copy machine.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying.
Buddy.
See if he's telling a lie, if he's telling the truth. I'm gonna tell you why I know that that's not Ned. Because this person actually took the time to timestamp everything.
And
then actually write a detailed response. That Ned's not doing none of that.
Yo,
Ned's not doing none of that.
You know, we made a bet about that too. I haven't said anything because I know I'm about to get another fat check from you because you're just lazy, bro. Respectfully, though. You know what I'm saying? All right. Trust me. Hey. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Have my money.
Rachel said Ned does it to your face, G. He's not a keyboard warrior.
Hey, that's a fact. That's a fact. Ned's just not good with math. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man,
all right, we go let that
work. Pretty much it was just too structured, so that couldn't be dead, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's where we taking it, G. Let's go. All right.
Don't worry, Ned. We have a topic about Benavidez and Canelo.
I know. And
you're not gonna say anything anyway. You're not built like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Yo, Joe Hearn, I'm not gonna say the other part. Said that it was me. That's not me, dog. It's not me.
Lawyer like.
It was not me.
Oh man.
We have Slorm Raptor in the building. Salute to you.
Yeah, salute, man.
Ben Dover in the building. We appreciate you.
Ben Dover. Oh my God.
Ben Dover. Yo, I just caught that Ben Dover. Yo, Dwight likes that name. We got Dwight in here. Dwight, he likes that name. Yo, Mr. T 100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, is that one of our topics?
What?
Ryan versus Rogan.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss it kind of.
All right, cool. Yeah, this thing be moving up too fast. You know what I mean?
Yo,
Rachel. See, Rachel knows your whole MO, son. Look at this. He showed up.
I'll be early to the punch off 3 when it happens.
Punch off 3. And please, man. We told you what you need to do. You know what I mean? Beat my man Slim, and it will set it up. You know what I mean?
Salute to Broski. He says, kudos to y'all on 15K. Just occasionally pop in, but whenever I do, it's a great time. Thank you. Salute to you.
Yeah, salute, bro.
Thank you.
Yo, my man Dwight's wilding, bro. My man Dwight. Yo. Yo, that's a message to Ben Dover. Pause. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
It's dangerous out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh man.
Yo, Trill's gonna be coming in and out, pause, because he's handling some business. But so I guess we can roll on to the first topic.
Word.
Unless y'all
did Ryan Garcia make a statement and his victory over Oscar Duarte. I hope I said his last name. Duarte. OD. My man OD. You know what I'm saying?
Who OD'd at the end. But all right. So we're gonna take a listen to what Ryan Garcia had to say at the press conference, and then we're going to discuss this. I'm gonna throw it to you first, G, because I know you wanted to talk about this. All right, here's what he says. He said at the press conference.
Told you never to do that. It's like, don't do that. You ain't Mayweather. And I was like, he'll never admit that, but he did say that.
Where did that come from then?
I was like, I was just doing it. Like, I was just like, all right, like, let me see if this works. It kind of did. Like, he really couldn't hit me for 2 or 3 rounds. Then he started figuring it out. And I'm like, forget this. I'm going to go back to being me. Derek told.
So that was what Ryan had to say about doing the shoulder roll. He said, Derek James, y'all and them, don't be doing that ish. You're not Mayweather. But anyways, right? I'm turning over to you, G. Did Ryan Garcia make a statement to the 140-pound division, and also, your reaction to the shoulder roll?
I respectfully no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a fan of the broke down bodega shuffle that he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, my man, like, because at first I was like, my man Oscar might lose a point because the ref was giving him like stern warnings. But it's like Ryan was like intentionally moving his head to the point where he was like, you can't blame Oscar for landing on a punch in the back of Ryan's head. It's because how he was stationed doing it. It was just weird. It was like an awkward angle, and I kind of felt like that ring was pretty small, because like the second half of the fight, man, Ryan was on his bike, bro. I was like, yo, I feel like I'm watching Caleb Plant, bro, at 140. Like, yo, he kept just, I was like, yo, what's going on, man? Like, we go from Shakur to this guy now. I'm just like, all right, man, I guess it's the new wave. It's like, dudes is really trying to do the hit and don't get hit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Trill, you might want to change your name. But dealing with some behind the scenes. But yeah, the whatchamacallit. So yeah, I thought, I'm being honest with you, I felt like Oscar was actually doing a lot better than Ryan in the first couple of rounds. Now, with Ryan, you could tell Ryan has good power, right? But Ryan needs to plant his feet to really like hurt somebody. You know what I mean? And so because Ryan was constantly on the move, trying to fight off the back foot, he was having a lot of difficulty really like landing like solid shots. And so Oscar, was taking advantage of that. But where Oscar fell short was Oscar didn't know how to cut off the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that ring was so small that I'm like, bro, what's going on? This is your opportunity, like, to do some damage to Ryan. But he didn't do it. And then but I mean, that hook that Ryan landed, that left hook was pretty fast. Because at first I kind of didn't see it. It wasn't until they showed the replay, and I was like, he got him, and I was a little tight by the ref, you know what I'm saying? Like, the ref called it, when my man was getting up. I thought he beat the count, but then I was like, all right, if it's a standing 8, it's whatever. But I don't know, man. If I was the ref, I would have let it rock for another, minute or two. Because I kind of felt like Oscar could have snapped back from that. He just needed to get his legs back, and there's another thing too that I kind of feel like a lot of fighters, what they need to do is when you notice that you're hurt right away, just take a knee. The fact that he stood up and he had no legs and he just took additional punishment, that's just messing up your equilibrium. So then now when you're on the floor and you're trying to get up, you're dazed, you're confused, you're concussed even. Like, it could be a number of things. When you first got hurt, you should have just took the knee, gathered your thoughts, your faculties, and then, beat the 10 count to continue on. But other than that, I still thought it was an entertaining fight. It's just that I didn't feel Ryan Garcia made a statement for 140. I think the only statement would be, if anything, he has knockout power, but I don't know. I felt like his defense was flawed. I felt like the way he coordinated around the ring, moving around, doing the circles and all that, I thought that was a waste of time. I really wasn't impressed by Ryan, to be honest. And this is me being like respectful about it because I like the young man. It's just I didn't like that fight.
Pause.
Okay. All right, man. All right, go ahead, Ned.
First I want to say salute to Ryan Garcia for his winning last night. But this fight wasn't a statement. Honestly, Ryan didn't show any improvement from any of his prior fights. Like, I know you coming off a loss from Tank, and you're trying to recover. You've been on a layoff for a little bit, but this fight wasn't it. I thought Duarte was bringing it to him certain rounds, and you heard him himself. He was trying random stuff. Like, you don't do random stuff in the fight, like, because at any moment. That don't mean like I'm fighting somebody random. I'm gonna be like, I'm Roy Jones, like because you feeling cocky and things. And I put my hands down like or something, and then get tapped on the chin. You just don't do that in a fight. You come with your strategy, you apply your strategy, you apply what you did in training camp, and then you go from there. But I don't feel like what he showed last night he looked like a shadow of himself instead of like him moving towards peak Ryan. Pause. But I feel Ryan needs to like I need to see another fight from him before he takes on somebody as one of the top dogs at 140 before I really like can be like Ryan's back, because right now it doesn't seem like any of the top 5 at 140 could like really take him out, and he just doesn't got the same swagger, the same essence after the Tank fight. So I don't know. What's
on. You said you don't think anybody at 140 could take out Ryan?
I said I don't think he could beat any of the top 5 at 140.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So Ryan, I just say when you moving up in weight, there's gonna be some bigger dogs out here. You gotta be more careful. You gotta be shout out to you win the knockout. He didn't come back from the 10 count, so that's the only reason why I give it to you. But that's all.
Kane, before you go, we do have Trill, but he just stepped out of the screen. But Trill is here, people. Oh, there he goes, right there.
Dollar bill in the building. You want to say what's up to the people, my brother?
What up, Trill? Dollar bill.
Hey, Trill, man.
Much love to the people, man.
Hey, did Ryan make a statement in his victory over Oscar Duarte?
Yeah, he made a statement. He made a statement that, you know what I'm saying, like, never give up on yourself. Never give up on yourself. Ryan was starting to look like he was starting to discourage himself, to be discouraged. And then, dude was overzealous, and he got caught with that check hook. You know what I'm saying? And the confidence came right back. So, you know what I'm saying? Ryan learned the lesson. Never be down on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Even though, you go through things and it might seem dark, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Good to have you with us, my brother. Yeah, I'm with Dollar Bill. I think he showed something.
It's good to be here, man.
Oh, say it again. Trill, you went out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said it's good to be here with you, brothers. I'm sorry if I'm lagging.
Yeah. I think he made a statement. Now, wasn't the biggest statement in the world, but it is a statement. One, he didn't make weight. It was a catch weight at 143. So there's still a question mark as to what would happen if he had to lose that extra 3 pounds. So I just want to throw that out there. But as far as the fight goes, Oscar Duarte has power. You could tell he can punch. So Ryan was in there with a guy who had some pop. And still, although he was in there with a guy who had some pop, Ryan still took risk. And Ryan did get hit. And Ryan had to overcome those demons. I think those demons got the best of him. And that's why he started doing that shoulder roll. And you guys remember, I put it in the chat. I said, he's doing that shoulder roll to protect his body, to protect his ribs. And then after I put it in the chat, that's when Buddy said it on the commentary. But I do think that he still has some demons with his ribs. Like, I don't think Ryan is confident in his ability to take a shot to his ribs, but particularly the side where Tank hit him. So that's why I think he was leaning almost to the point where his head, well, not to the point, the back of his head was being exposed, and it was his fault. So the shoulder roll, obviously, is not something you want to try to pick up on the fly in the ring. Although Mayweather makes it look easy, that's years and years and years of perfecting that defense. And if you ever notice, I always tell people, even when Mayweather gets hurt, he puts his hands up. He gets out of the shoulder roll and he goes into the high guard and he switches his defense. So Mayweather gets into the shoulder roll when he feels comfortable. And he can see things coming. But with all that being said, to me, Ryan Garcia did make a statement. One, he said what?
Yeah,
at least he didn't take 5 steps back from a jab. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was in there with a power punch and he was looking to counter. So to me, Ryan at least showed this. He's always dangerous. He can counter and he has very fast hands. He also showed improvement where I feel like he used his jab more. They allowed him to measure a lot with his jab to use distance, but he did show a good jab. He normally Ryan used to be all about showing the hand speed, trying to have flashy hand speed. You saw him change speeds on his punches. So when he caught Duarte with that fast hook you were talking about, G, he was able to land it because he didn't show him that speed prior to that. Normally Ryan just comes out showing all the speed and it's like, okay, people start timing you. He's learning. You want to be deceptive. You don't always want to show everything. You want to wait for the perfect time, bam, put the speed on. So I think he's learning on the job. But like he said, it was his first fight under Derek James. And so he's learning what to do, what not to do. But overall, I think the Ryan Garcia who fought Tank gets beat by Oscar Duarte. I think he learned how to handle himself. And I think he was able to win that based on his ability. And I do think, like Trill said, that Ryan didn't have, that confidence going in, and it manifests itself in many ways, and we're going to talk about some of it. But I do think he at least showed that he's a dangerous fight for anyone. Do I think he'll beat Devin? No. Do I think he'll beat T.O.? No. I think he could beat Regis though, and I think he could beat Rolly though. But again, would he give Devin a tough fight? I think he has the tools to. Could he give Teofimo Lopez a tough fight? I believe he has the tools to, and I think he showed that. So to me, he did make a statement. That's, of course, assuming he makes 140 in his next fight. All right. So
the next topic.
Yeah, we're on to the next one.
The Golden Boy won Oscar Duarte.
Duarte
to beat Ryan Garcia.
Oscar Duarte. That would be his name if he was from the block.
Who's answering it first?
You said what?
I said who's gonna answer it first?
Oh, I gotta set it up right now. I'm in the process of setting it up. We got some videos to watch, man. We got quite a few videos to watch. You know what I mean? That's the difficulty of doing it live. Oh, all right. So I really can't see the comments, man, what people are saying.
Man, Derek James. Well, we got Brick Top Warren. Derek James does mumble a lot. I'm like, bro, I don't know what Derek James even taught this man yesterday because I wasn't. And then I think Ryan, when he started running around doing them laps, I think he shouted out Derek James for that. And I'm like, bro, I know you didn't have a training camp to learn how to put on your Nikes, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Oscar Duarte swing. You know what I'm saying? He get a hood pass if that was his name. He go to the block. They be like, he got to have some black in him. All right, yo, let's get on with the next topic. All right, so the next topic is the Golden Boy won Oscar Duarte to beat Ryan Garcia. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the clips because Ryan Garcia certainly felt that way in the buildup, and he made some statements. So we're going to take a look at what was said, and then we'll talk about it. All right. So one of the first things we're going to look at is we're going to look at what Ryan Garcia had to say.
Man, a couple things that I want to touch. One thing that's been on my heart is the statements that Bernard made, where he'll decide if I'm going to finish or if I should continue boxing after this fight. He don't decide that. My coach does, my team does, everybody that grinds with me day in and day out. That's who decides. And ultimately, God decides, not him. Nobody was telling him when to stop boxing. He stopped boxing at 145, so kudos to him. But he don't determine that. And another thing I want to touch on is, Oscar saying that, we misinterpret, what they say. It's plain English. I didn't hear anybody speaking any language I don't know. So, it's very clear to me that, they're backing this guy to beat me just like they thought Nuno was going to beat me. He was the next Filipino star. They say he's the next Mexican star. He calls out on the bullshit, the lies. Man, last time I checked, he said he never lose to a white boy, and then Joe Smith Jr. knocked him out of the ring. Last time I checked, Joe Smith Jr. was white. So, they be lying. So at the end of the day, I come to show what I bring, and I'm laser focused. That's where this confidence comes from. Thank God for everything, and all praise to the Most High Jesus Christ.
He kind of ended that like Mike Tyson. All praises be to Allah. You know what I'm saying? When he went off on that rant about Lennox Lewis. When
he
said
had the bass in his voice, though.
I know he didn't have it he didn't quite pull it off like Mike, but that was kind of Adrian Broner, Mike Tyson like right there. All right. So Bernard Hopkins kind of responded and said what he had to say. So we're going to take a listen.
The recent appearance of Ryan on the Brian Custer show. Did you have a chance to see that?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on what he said about how he feels disrespected by how Golden Boy is, speaking to him about, kind of what you just spoke about, not treating him like a champion, stuff like that.
Not treating him like a champion. Is he a champion? He got a world belt?
But he even went as far as
listen, we're not in the business. And Oscar will repeat in his own style, in his own way. We're not in business kissing fighters' ass to tell them there's something that they're not.
Damn.
I will promote a fight, but I would not promote a lie. I'm going to say it again. You like this jacket?
I love the jacket, man. You're looking sharp.
I will promote a fight.
Zoom out a little bit.
But I would not promote a lie. Now take that to the bank and make sure you get interest later on off that quote.
All right, so that's what Bernard Hopkins had to say. We'll watch a few more videos and then we're gonna dive into this. All right, so the next video we're gonna take a look at is Oscar De La Hoya. He reacted. So here's what he had to say.
Had to do, and that's exactly what you expect is a good fight. Oscar's a tough guy, and that's why I was always saying surprised that he picked him because Oscar's strong. But Ryan did what he had to do. He was using everything that he was working on in the gym, and so the distance, the jab, the right hand, boxing. So yeah, proud of him, man. We'll figure out the plan as his promoter. For many years to come, we'll figure it out and figure out a plan, and then we'll go back to the drawing board. You feel so much emotion outside the ring, a big fight, especially after you lose. You come back and you think everybody's your enemy, but then after you win, everything's great. I've been there. Come on, he did what he.
All right, so the last video we're going to take a look at is a throwback. So someone was talking about we should watch, we should talk about some of the great fights of the past. Well, one of the things it reminded me of, so I went in, the beauty of Twitter is sometimes people think alike. And so I was able to find this because it reminded me of this. This isn't new for Oscar. This Oscar's had these awkward exchanges in these moments before. So here's at the press conference with Danny Garcia and Zab Judah, and here's a situation that happened with Oscar De La Hoya. Let's take a look.
I ain't cool. So get off me, man. You called me unprofessional. You don't know what the hell's going on.
I didn't know.
What do your research then before you open your mouth up?
Here's the great Zab Judah. Here's the great Zab.
There you go. Thank you, and I thank you for that. Yeah. No, I'm not. But he made a comment about me.
So again, you see Zab Judah's worked up, right? Now watch. You seen B-Hop come up and interact. It's kind of similar to Ryan. Watch. They're saying the same thing to Zab Judah that they kind of said to Ryan. That's how you know this isn't really personal to them. All right, take a look.
Hey, that's all I was saying. Everything. You made a comment. Did you believe that? Okay, so fix it back first.
Yo, you're not fighting. You're fighting.
I understand that. He made a comment. Are you over the mouth telling me? I'll fix it.
The same thing is
But you didn't do that though. You didn't do that because you know
why waste all this energy?
Why waste all this energy? Why waste all this energy and you got to fight Sam? So why let us come there? This man comes down. Do with that later. That's 11 o'clock, bro. 11 o'clock. That's what I'm saying. Do with that later, man. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. Insane. I mean, I don't know, you know, what they're trying to make me look like or act like I'm some savage or something. I've been out here since 11 o'clock in the basement downstairs. No water, no food, no nothing. They had us locked in a little room. You know what I mean? This is insane. It's insane. Why? Because of Danny Garcia and his crew with their insecurities. It's not right. It's not right. These people are scared. We don't got nothing going on. You know, Angel Garcia gets up there and calls me all kind of niggas and all kind of nobody says anything about that. But when I come in and say my part, now I'm like goddamn Obama in the damn city. This is crazy, man.
All right, so you saw there, Zab Judah was worked up because he felt like he was being mistreated. And he felt like Golden Boy didn't have his back. And again, what you saw was Oscar kind of take the bullets and be attacked like publicly in front of everyone. And Oscar had to sit there and just take it because he is the promoter. So I'm gonna turn it over to you, G. Do you think that Golden Boy wanted Oscar Duarte to beat Ryan Garcia and they set him up to fail?
I mean, of course. Like, literally, when Oscar, how you say his last name, man? My bad.
Duarte.
Well, yo, in the build-up, Duarte was like, "Yo, I'm the new face of Golden Boy," and I'm just like, "What?" You know what I'm saying? Like, and he kept saying it, you know. So, like, and the only reason why a fighter would even say that or attempt to say that is because, you know, whatchamacallit, like your team, the promotion, the management are telling them that, like, yo, you next up, yo. All you gotta do is just beat Ryan, and you'll inherit everything that Ryan got. And you know that dude's getting gas, so he's just like, yeah, Ryan ain't even a real Mexican. Yo, I'm going in there. I'm the new face. Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? So it's like that's like obvious, man. And Zab, you know, I'm just curious because I remember back then when Danny Garcia said, you know. Now, this is just what he said. I don't know if it's true or not, but he said, yo, Golden Boy only promotes Mexican fighters. That's why he left Golden Boy to go to PBC, you know? And so, like, I think what it is like Oscar understands he has Oscar De La Hoya has a formula, right, that really works for him, right? And so he's just going to milk that system, you know, for everything it's got. And then when B-Hop was talking, though, like I felt like B-Hop was double talking because he wasn't really answering direct. He was just saying like I'm not gonna lie for my fighters. I'm like, bro, that's not the question, man. Just answer the question. You know what I'm saying? So like he's giving like the runaround, right? And then when the second clip of De La Hoya, when he was talking like, oh man, yo, Ryan just won, and yo, it was no, we back, baby. And I'm just like, yo, fam, Ryan don't rock with you, dog. Like, Ryan's out of here. You know what I mean? But in Oscar's mind, he's like, nah, I can repair this. You know, but if Ryan would have lost, Oscar would have been that same dude riding the other Oscar. Pause. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I think they were expecting Ryan to lose, but Ryan pulled off the victory. So then now Oscar's trying to backpedal and try to salvage that relationship.
All right, Dollar Bill, you here? Are you available to chime in real quick?
Of course they did. Everything G said. I totally agree, G. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they wanted the homeboy Oscar to win. You know what I'm saying? Especially at the Ryan voiced his feelings after the Tank fight, you know, and how he felt about them guys. Them guys who wanted to root against him, you know. But it's only business, you know. And like you were saying, you know, they got a formula over there, and they were still, you know, they were saying that whole thing like, you know, Ryan, you ain't a real Mexican and all that bull crap. You know how they do that weird stuff that I don't know.
Oh yeah,
racism amongst each other.
Yeah. You're not a real Mexican. You weren't born in Mexico. You don't speak Spanish. Blah blah blah. Yeah. I'm sorry,
bro. I had an African person call me the N-word. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, like it's crazy, but yeah, I think they did. They wanted them to take the Oscar to take Ryan's star power away with a victory, and it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I felt that. I was feeling that. You know, I don't think it was to the extent of what Ryan was saying. You know, because Ryan was going crazy. You know, but I do agree in some shape and form. I believe that they was, you know, rooting against Ryan a little bit, you know, because of, you know, what happened, things that was said in the past and everything.
All right. Thank you, Dollar Bill. Ned the TBE.
What is it? I know the relationship between Oscar De La Hoya and Ryan Garcia is strained. And I don't think Golden Boy supports them like that, because when they fell out or they were having that back and forth, you know, Ryan burned a lot of bridges. He burned with Canelo. He burned it with his trainer. He burned it with his promotion company. He burned a lot of bridges. So if Ryan was to lose, I think they would have cashed that off of this. Like, it's like, we're done with him. Just kick him to the curb, things like that. But because he's under contract and he won, they're gonna keep holding on. He's basically Oscar De La Hoya's Suge Knight, and he's Tupac. I wouldn't compare Ryan Garcia. They're holding him to this deal.
You heard what King Kobe said about him, G.
You remember what King Kobe said about him? $5 million. 12 fight deal for $5 million. Make the math make sense. You know, it don't make no sense. But that's not the true numbers. But I know they pimping him right now. And if he lost, they wouldn't care. They're probably gonna kick him under the bus. They'll be like, get off the tour bus, Ryan. But you know, at the end of the day, it's a business. Like they said, it's a business. Not here to like Bernard Hopkins said, we're not here to kiss no fighters, and we're here to. It's a promote. If we're not gonna sell a lie, we're gonna promote. But to sell a lie, you guys sell. When you sell a lie, you could get numbers. So that's the only thing I don't agree on. But I truly believe Golden Boy lost their faith in Ryan. Ryan don't even seem like got the same confidence and swagger like he did before. Because before he went, you remember he went on the hard box with Mike Tyson. He was, I can fight anybody. I can do this. He was talking all that mumbo jumbo. And then now look at him. He just looks like he don't look like the same fighter. Maybe like, I like Ryan. And then when Ryan started doing all his antics, getting all cocky and stuff, he lost me with it. And when he went with the Tank fight, everybody was telling him he's not ready for Tank. He didn't want to listen. He took up some bum trainer. Well, not no bum trainer. Like trainer that didn't match his style. And he ended up paying for it. So Ryan, take some. I really think you should take like some time off, reflect on your antics, reflect on who you are. I'm putting this on Ryan right now because the ball's in his court. Because I was impressed last night. So take some time off, focus. If you really want to do boxing, do boxing. If you want to be a social media influencer, be an influencer. If you want to do something
He hasn't been on social media this whole time for this fight.
And why should he take time off?
Yeah, I'm saying because he's not the same fighter no more. He's not the same person. He was standing on that
person after a loss, bro. After a loss, that happens.
After a loss, yeah, after a huge loss. After a huge loss to take. Okay, but what I'm saying is, after this fight, even him coming out saying, I did like he doesn't have that same confidence, that same swag, that Ryan-ness, the Ryan Garcia.
No, he's coming off a loss.
Not here no more.
All right, got you.
The Ryan Garcia we used to see is not here no more. Even after a win, even after a solid knockout, he doesn't seem as confident in his skills and abilities as I used to see. Like I don't know.
I know you don't know. We know.
I'm not feeling what I'm saying. So I don't know.
I don't understand how you lost, you come back, you like your performance.
You don't look good,
but you go, he should take time off.
I'm saying like reflect when he won. Out of like, does he want to continue in boxing because he's not taking it seriously?
Why do
you say Ned? You say every fighter, every time we talk about a fighter, you say they're not taking it seriously. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, Ned, thank you. Put KTH for life up, please. Ned, I just want you to know this, bro. Like, it's bad. It's getting bad. Ned's advice is always, take boxing more seriously. Take some time off. Bro, you say the same thing about every fighter.
Not every fighter.
You say the same thing about every fighter, bro.
This is like, all right. Ryan, take 2 days off and think about what you want to do for next 2 days. Not a year. Next 2 days, take it off and just reflect. What am I doing? If I rewatch that,
bro, when you take too much time off, Ned, just for the record, bro, you're never going to be good at anything if you keep taking time off. When you take too much time off, you're just lazy. When you take too much time off, you're not getting better. When you take too much time off, you're just retired. You're just done.
Yeah.
Period, bro. All right.
That's how you gonna end it, man.
Hey.
You can't take time off. Imagine you keep taking time off from work. You have a bad day at work. Take time off. You have a bad day at work. Take time off. You're not perfecting your craft. You're not learning your job from your house.
Yeah.
Take boxing more seriously. He's a pro fighting for millions. How much more seriously does he need to take boxing?
Exactly, man.
I'm saying, you can fight for millions all you want. If he's the cash cow, cool. But Golden Boy's cashing out on him from clearly what we just saw. All I'm saying is, Ryan, what I saw last night, you don't act like you ain't down the street, my brother. I'll pull up right now. Stop playing with me. All right. All I'm saying is, Ryan Garcia, you lost your confidence. You lost the swagger. You lost who you really were. And yes, we always want old fighters to come back and be like, they back. But you can never really get that back after a loss, after you've been knocked out, things like that. It changes you. But what I'm seeing from Ryan right now, I don't like. And I think the drawing board, he need to go back to drawing board.
Is that true, though?
Huh?
Can you never really get it back after you've been knocked out and you've taken a loss? Off the top of my head, I can give you 2 fighters that prove that theory wrong. Lennox Lewis and Manny Pacquiao.
You're right. But Ryan, take notes, call him
right, but
stay with them. Because I'm trying to think. They did bounce back from that. But Ryan and Lennox bounced back from 2 knockouts. So Ryan called him up. Take notes from some goats and stop knocking them like you're better than them. Because, I was rocking with Ryan till he was like, he came at Canelo. Why would you burn bridges with somebody who your mentor? Why would you burn bridges?
Dave, people taking your advice in this conversation. Take time off. And if you have another bad performance, take more time off. And But if you take time off, how are you taking it seriously? It's an oxymoron. Take boxing seriously by taking time off. Take boxing seriously by taking time off.
Go quit boxing. That's not what I'm saying. Go quit boxing. I'm saying
flip flop.
Take a moment of reflection and then go back and do your thing. But you really need some serious reflection right now, because what we're gonna see from Ryan next is not gonna be perfect. And I'm gonna get into that in the next segment, because that's where we're gonna get deeper into.
You gonna be good.
G, watch your mouth, fix your face.
Yo,
Aiden, I appreciate that.
Yo, G, honestly, you're gonna have to move up. But go to Dwight Howard, go to his comment. He summarized Ned perfectly. He summarized the best take from Ned.
This one? Oh no.
Yeah. Ryan is Tupac. Ned. That's what I took away from Ned's whole thing.
Yo, when Ned said, no, but hold on, he said he needs to take time off. But if you heard what Ned said, he needs to take 2 days off. I said, what? 2 days?
Hold on. Go. Someone's defending Ned, though. Go to Eves V. Eves V said, G, Caden, you don't understand what Ned is saying. What he means is, never mind. I don't understand either. I'll take some time off. All right, there you go. There you go. Because you're not taking your comments seriously. You're not taking your comments seriously, Eve. So you need to take some time off. And somehow that's mysteriously going to make you better at writing your comments. All right.
Don't ever let Ned overcook. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. This is getting crazy.
See, this is one benefit of doing it live. Ned gets to see that everyone sees he says the same thing about every fighter. All right. Let's move on, though. All right. Here's my thing. I think Ryan does lack some confidence, right? I think when you lose, naturally, you start to have some questions. You remember even Teofimo Lopez in a win, his close split decision win over Sandor Martin, he said, do I still got it? Like, you question yourself. You're only human. As humans, we do run into moments where we're like, hey, what can we do? Yo, let me go up to this. I always notice this. Read this person's name. You can guess it. Who's this light-skinned boy needs to get disciplined? Bro, that sounds sus as hell, bro. Just so you know. It sounds, and why, like, I don't, so anyways, I do think he's doubting himself somewhat going into this fight. And I think it manifested itself in him forcing himself to believe that his whole team was against him. And it forced him to kind of take shots at his team because he felt like Oscar Duarte was a serious threat to him. So he said Bernard Hopkins said he'll never get knocked out by a white boy, right? And then he got knocked out by a white boy, so they be lying. Well, you also said you can beat Tank. You were confident you can beat Tank. You went everywhere chasing Tank, and then you got knocked out. So you be lying? The difference is Bernard Hopkins got beat when he was an old man. B-Hop was in his 40s when that happened. B-Hop was old. B-Hop never should have been sanctioned to fight a young dude like that. How many fighters are sanctioned to fight a young dude like that? Right? At his age, at 45, right? But you want to bring up that and the fact that he got knocked out the ring. That's cool. But again, people understand that B-Hop's a legend, and they understand that he was an old man in that fight. So another thing about B-Hop was B-Hop actually lost his first professional fight. B-Hop lost his first professional fight and had to grind to get in position to be the legend that he is. So you're really talking about someone who knows the ins and outs of this industry. 28 years he gave to the game. 28 years he gave to the game, bro. Longer than you've been alive. And you're going to sit there and disrespect that man like that. Listen, I'm not a fan of being disrespected. I won't be disrespected, but I think there are ways you can go about it. And to kind of call B-Hop out like that, I just felt like was disrespectful. Even if you felt like he was against you, you didn't have to take it to that level. So B-Hop said something. I don't know if people caught it, so I just want to highlight this. B-Hop said, I'm not going to promote a lie. Someone said in the comment section, B-Hop loved it so much. He said it twice, right? But here's what he said. He said, take this quote to the bank because you're going to get interest on it later. If you didn't catch what he was saying, he was predicting that Ryan is going to get cooked when he gets into a real fight. So he was saying, like, it may not happen tonight. So, you put money in the bank, you let it collect interest, and then that's when you go in and you collect that interest, right? That's when you go and you collect. So what B-Hop was saying was, I don't think Garcia is a champion. I don't think he's the real deal, and you're going to find that out later. And that's when he's going to come in and collect his interest. That's when he's going to come in and say, you're not good enough. You're never going to be a legend like me. So there's that. Another thing that looking at these things showed me is Golden Boy needs liaisons, right? So, for example, if you look at PBC, you'll always see Sam Watson and his sons dealing with the fighters. You'll see Sam Watson. You'll see his two sons who are twins. They're always dealing with the fighters. So they deal with the fighters and they go to, Al Heyman, and they're making sure the fighters are comfortable. When you got Zab Judah snapping about being in a basement, if that's true, that's effed up. How you going to treat Zab Super Judah, the headliner on your card, that way? And if you had a liaison, someone who understands the business aspect of boxing, but someone who could actually relate to the fighters, you would have found a better way to deal with that situation. And the problem with Oscar is I think he's out of touch with Ryan Garcia, because in his mind, he's a promoter and he's a former boxer, but he can't relate to both worlds. And that's why you need someone like Sam Watson. That's why you need someone like Sam Watson's sons. And so, Golden Boy, if you need some liaisons, you need to holler at us. So that way we can prevent you from having bad relationships with your fighters. Sometimes you need someone with the ability to explain things differently. And Oscar, sometimes you need to stay off Twitter and always run it. You are the boss. You never see Al Heyman on Twitter. What are you doing on Twitter saying things about, someone said, do me a favor, Eddie Hearn is the most trustworthy promoter. And that's really bad. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But even if you want to take Eddie Hearn as an example, one thing Eddie Hearn is great with is being a liaison to his fighters. Like, he understands his fighters. He caters to his fighters. I mean, don't get it twisted. What do we had? We had what was his name? Lawrence Okoli. Was it Okoli? I think it was Okoli. He left Eddie. He really
it was Okoli that left
Eddie. Eddie's had some moments where people have left Eddie and they had negative things to say about him. But overall, Eddie does a good job relating to his fighters. Oscar and B-Hop, they can't relate to the fighters, bro. That's why they need a liaison. And there's nothing wrong with that. Y'all just don't got it. Y'all don't got the juice like that. You're not hip like that. You're not good at explaining things like that. You can't break ish down like that. That's why they don't mess with y'all. So they need liaisons. So that's my recommendation to Golden Boy. All right. So the last thing I want to point out is to answer the question directly. Did Golden Boy want Oscar Duarte to beat Ryan Garcia? My answer is maybe. I don't think they cared. I don't think they cared one way or the other. Because at some point, when you're in Ryan Garcia's position, you have to fight another great prospect. We've seen this throughout the history of boxing. At some point, you have to fight another great prospect in order to catapult yourself into superstardom. You just saw David Benavidez do it. Was David Benavidez going to run around like, oh, Al Heyman's trying to get me beat? I got to fight Demetrius Andrade. Bro, it happens. At some point, you have to fight another prospect. And I think that's what's happening. You understand? I know you see someone's obsessed with me. You know what I'm saying? Yo, is that King? That's my King Kobe right there. You know what I'm saying?
Ekin, whatever.
Kobe Kid, yeah, Kid Kobe. But the point I'm making is, if every time your promoters throw you into tough fights, you're going to sit around and be like, oh, they want me to lose. That's the problem with boxing. That's the problem with boxing. like I could think of Felix Trinidad as one of my favorite fighters, right? I remember Felix Trinidad had to fight David Reed. If y'all don't know who David Reed is, he's an Olympic gold medalist. At the time he was coming up, he was 14-0, I believe, with like a high knockout ratio. I was like, yo, why would they make Felix Trinidad fight this dude? Beat David Reed. I remember when he fought William Joppy, undefeated champion. I'm thinking, yo, why would they make Felix Trinidad fight this dude? I can't remember the other guy. I think his name was like Mamadou or something like that. Yo, this dude was another undefeated beast. I'm like, why would they make Felix wasn't running around like, oh my God, my promoters are trying to get me beat. Someone's talking about the fighters of the old days. That's just what they did. Even Oscar, when Oscar was coming up, that's what he did, bro. I remember Oscar fighting Fernando Vargas, and everyone was saying Oscar wasn't a real Mexican. Fernando Vargas was the real Mexican. Oscar was an American. Oscar fought for the USA. Oscar was this. Mexico was behind Fernando Vargas, and Fernando Vargas was on the juice that fight, came in there dominating Oscar De La Hoya, and then Oscar stopped him in the 11th and won. So Oscar's been through this before. So what is this dude Ryan talking about? Like, bro, there comes a fork in the road where either you're going to prove you got the goods or you're going to lose to someone else who does. That's called boxing at the end of the day. So do I think they wanted Ryan to lose? I don't think they necessarily wanted Ryan to lose. I just think they're taking the training wheels off of Ryan. I think they're saying, Ryan, you think you the ish? Go prove it. And that's all I think it is. So in closing, every promoter does what Golden Boy did to Ryan. They take two of their best prospects, throw them in a ring, and say, hey, the winner holds the keys to the kingdom. Congratulations, Ryan. You won. You still that dude. But I don't think it was a conspiracy to get Ryan beat. Because if it was, I think we would have saw that last night. All right.
Let's go to the next topic.
Let's move on to the next topic.
Ryan Garcia says he will beat Shakur's ASS.
All right, so we're going to listen to what Ryan Garcia had to say about Shakur Stevenson, and then we'll discuss it. Let it load up. All right. Here we go. All right, let's take a listen.
Nah, Shakira Twitterson. Nah, but like for real though, like that was Edwin Santos' line. But no, for real. So shout out Edwin. You know what can I say? Like he broke a record for the least punches ever landed. Like that's actually a hard thing to do. The fact that he did that was crazy. So you know, if he thinks that's good, it is what it is.
Wait, didn't he break the record for putting people to sleep?
Yeah, at home. At home, they turned that shit off after the fourth round. But that's the difference, though. Like, I fought a guy with power, but I didn't back down. I went right to him. Stood my ground, moved. I did it all. He only showed one thing, which was moving around, and his hand wasn't hurt. His coach was telling him to throw it. Stop that narrative right now. He just been a hater since the amateurs. For real. And I want to fight him. I will beat his ass. I promise you that. Like, I've been in the ring with him. He's cool, but he just all scared all the time. Scared. The profile is not gonna work.
So you heard what Ryan had to say. G, what's your reaction to that?
I mean, I do want to see that fight, you know, but how would I process this? Like, how all right, so and I'm not trying to like bash on Shakur just because of his last performance, right? But Shakur, I think he relies too much on his defense, right? And I think the difference between Shakur and like a Devin Haney is like Haney doesn't mind just staying in the pocket and exchanging with an opponent. Shakur seems more like, I'm gonna master the art of hit and don't get hit. And if don't get hit means I gotta utilize this entire ring, then I'm gonna do it. Right. And so that could be tricky for a guy like Ryan Garcia because of the simple fact that although Ryan has fast hands, you know, his footwork isn't as advanced as a Shakur. So if Shakur wants to make it a boring fight, he could just win off of points against Ryan. But if Shakur, you know, fights with an ego and goes like, nah, yo, you talking all that trash, then let's go, then I think it'll be an entertaining fight for the audience, right? The fans will really appreciate it. Because then it's like, all right, is Shakur fast enough or defensively sound enough to withstand Ryan's assault, right? I want to see that, you know, and not to mention, Shakur does have great punch selection, right? So when he goes on the attack against Ryan, we already seen Ryan has a faulty defensive style that he might get dropped by a Shakur Stevenson, you know. So there's so many variables in that fight that it's like I'm not gonna definitively say Ryan could beat Shakur's A, you know what I'm saying? But I don't feel comfortable with the reverse either. So it's like, to me, it could be 50-50 at this point.
All right. Ned, the TBE.
Like I said, this is where, like, this is crazy. For me, I feel like Ryan, like, the unhumbledness, I'm not going to ever tell if I never believe in themselves. And you believe in you could be Shakur, cool. I would like to see that fight happen. Right now, you're at 140. Shakur just moved to 135. If you want to go back down to 135, so be it. But right now, I just don't like what I'm seeing from Ryan. I don't think his style, like where his mindset's at, like, it's not showing growth. It's not showing growth. I know I need time off, I need time off. But it's not gonna, you know, I won't take it because it's not gonna make me better. I just don't think Ryan is showing growth. And for him to just sit there and, you know, I'm not a professional boxer, and if I was, I probably discredit a lot of fighters who are talented and things like that. And that's a bad look. When you overlook your opponent or oversee your opponent, you get embarrassed. You get exposed. Like, so for Ryan, I'm like, yes, if you want to beat Shakur, put the hours in the gym. Take it more seriously. Yes, take it more seriously. Like I'm not to give an example.
Yo, it was right on cue. It was right on cue.
Thank you. Take it more seriously. Like, for basketball, I remember Kyle Lowry. Kobe, he had a top of Kobe, the late great. That don't mean that I'm King Kobe. Just gotta bring up Kobe. All right, y'all fans, don't try to piece it together like this. But Kobe had Kyle Lowry had a top of Kobe. He was like, if you want to last in this sport, you gotta take your diet more seriously. You gotta take your training more seriously. You got this. And at the time, Kyle Lowry, I'm not gonna bring up what he's known for, but everybody know what Kyle Lowry is known for in the NBA. And after he took that advice from Kobe, he stopped eating that Mickey. He stopped going to practice after eating McDonald's. He stopped doing all this nonsense, and he saw his career extend. He made the All-Star game, all of this. He was averaging double digits, almost 20 points here and there. He was a key point in Toronto, this, that. But I say this to say this, Ryan, if you want to be great in this sport, you got to take it a little bit more seriously. You can't just think it's about dollars and fans, but it's about the skills you bring that pay the bills. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. The skills, yo. If you want to be great, if you want to be remembered, it could be 5 years from now. You could be a puff in the air, a breeze in the wind. Like, nobody's gonna remember you. But if Ryan, if you really want to be remembered, It's like this is why I took Canelo's home, because he cherishes his legacy. He wants to be remembered. He wants to be like Tyson, Ali, freaking Holyfield, freaking. I'm losing his name. He's from. I ain't even gonna bring it up because he's from Massachusetts and I'm forgetting his name. But the greats, you go. I'm blurring right now because I'm trying to roll through a bunch of names. But you want to be remembered, and when they talk about boxing, your name wants to come up. 10 years from now, the way you're moving right now, your name will not be brung up around the greats of boxing because the way you move and the way you think. That's how I see boxing. I like to see people who take the sport seriously and treat like they want to be mentioned around other names who have accomplished something. So that's all I'm telling Ryan.
Oh, Dollar Bill, are you able to jump in here and
all I gotta say, listen, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. Because you don't understand. You gotta believe in yourself, you know.
Yeah, I think Shakur put a target on his back in his fight with Edwin De Los Santos. And the reason why I say that is he showed that in that fight, it looks like he's terrified of power punchers because he was unwilling to exchange with Edwin De Los Santos. It was just like at all costs. It was avoid an exchange at all costs. You know, I see people calling them 5 steps back, 6 steps back, you know. It was like a bad Paul Abdul song. 2 steps forward, 6 steps back. You know what I'm saying? Like my man, he really didn't want to engage. And so that's where I think Ryan Garcia's confidence comes from. He's thinking, I'm fast enough to catch Shakur. And if I catch Shakur, I'm going to hurt Shakur and I can stop him. And he's not the only one thinking that way. Shakur doesn't understand. He may have beaten Edwin De Los Santos, but all the athletes with punching power in or around his weight division are now more confident to fight him because Edwin De Los Santos is fast, but so is Ryan. Edwin De Los Santos can hit hard, but so can Ryan. And Ryan's thinking, I'm taller, I'm more athletic than Edwin De Los Santos. So to me, I think that's what gives Ryan Garcia the confidence. Shakur is going to have to make a statement in his next fight against his next opponent. And this whole, you know, dancing, lapping the ring, 6 steps back, avoiding exchanges isn't going to work. If he avoids exchanges in his next fight, to the degree, he shouldn't exchange just for the sake of exchanging. That's how you end up like Amir Khan, right? You should use your athletic gifts to your advantage. But at the same time, he needs to do enough to show that he's not afraid of power. And if he doesn't do that, all the power punchers are going to be looking to fight Shakur Stevenson. All right, so that's my take on that one. We can move on to the next topic.
Yeah, these guys are savages in the comments. Uh-oh. David Benavidez says Canelo should do celebrity boxing.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at what he had to say. I'm glad we got Trill on here for this one. Trill magically appears when we're about to talk about Canelo. I don't know if anybody else noticed that. We've been calling out Ned. Once we got Trill was timing it. Trill was like, yep, they right about now. Canelo's coming up. Let me get on that camera. All right, let me read this so I can throw it to you, Dollar Bill. Actually, I'm throwing it to G first. I'm going to throw it to you, Dollar Bill. All right, so let's take a look at what David Benavidez had to say. So this is tweeted by Michael Benson, but the quote is from ProBox. Benavidez said this to ProBox TV. So David Benavidez on Canelo Alvarez. I know people say he's done enough and he doesn't need to fight. So why does he have all the belts? ? He should just do celebrity boxing matches. Why is he still holding the belts hostage and not giving the number 1 contenders the opportunity they deserve? When the WBC mandated him to fight Avni Yildirim, he jumped on it quick. You owe it to the people. Let's give the people what they want to see. Feed the streets. That's how G would describe it. All right, I'm turning it over to Conspiracy G. What's your reaction to what David Benavidez had to say?
I agree 1000% with David Benavidez. And I know people are like, oh, because you like Benavidez, you a Canelo hater. Take the like or dislike out of this conversation. If the man is the champion and he holds the belt, you have to honor your mandatories. David Benavidez has been Canelo's mandatory for 2 years now. 2 years. And the WBC still not ordering Canelo to to fight David Benavidez. And this kind of reminds me of Canelo at 160 when Canelo finally got the belt from Triple G, you know what I'm saying? And Triple G now was the mandatory. Canelo was like, nah, I'm not going to do it. And then so WBC was like, you have to do it. What did Canelo do? He dropped the belt. He's like, then I don't want this belt. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yo, come on, bro. And it's like, this guy gets all the passes. They gave him franchise, so he doesn't even have to honor his mandatories. They do all kind of stuff to bend over backwards for Canelo, just so Canelo could do what he wants and avoid the fights that the people want to see, And so to me, it's like, what more can David do to actually get an opportunity? And that's why I'm saying, if y'all not gonna let the dude defend his titles, he should just give them up, man. And it's only right. You know what I'm saying? So it has nothing to do with hating on Canelo. It's a system. The WBC has a program. They have mandatories. They have people that are paying fees. So honor that, Just because Canelo got your belts doesn't mean Canelo could do whatever he wants with the belts. So it's just not fair. So that's why I'm like, David is correct. Canelo, I'm doing everything that I can, you know what I'm saying, to get my opportunity. You keep ducking me. I want my opportunity. And if you don't want to do it because you don't want to fight another Mexican or whatever his theory is, that's cool. Just give up the belt. And so I could fight for the vacant title. I think at this point, David's probably tired. Like, you know what? Maybe this dude Canelo doesn't even want to bang. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey, I get it. People are like, yo, Canelo's done enough for the sport. That's cool, man. But I need you to come off that belt. So salute to David Benavidez for keeping it 100 and saying you should just do your celebrity boxing like the Logan Paul brothers and stuff.
Dollar bill.
It was so much. It was so much said. You know what I'm saying? Yo, G, man, on a personal level, you my guy.
Oh, here it comes. All right, it's one of them. Let's hate on G sessions. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I'm ready.
Level, I just want to know that you my bro on a personal level. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's me and you. You know what I'm saying? Anybody say anything to G, I'm going to war. You know what I'm saying? There's war about it. You know what I'm saying?
Then you got to go handle this dude named. Then you got to go handle this dude named Ken Kobe because he's been taking shots at G. Although, just letting you know, if you do an investigation, it might turn out to be Ned. I'm sorry to interrupt you with that. I'm just letting you know.
Nah, you know what I see? This is all I see is be careful what you ask for. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, we all know, Canelo done paid the cost to be the boss. But what I'm saying right now is be careful what you ask for because Canelo is not afraid of nobody's David Benavidez. David is, what Mike Tyson called him, the Mexican monster to everybody else, except for Saul. Saul has did everything. He has, listen, if he wants to go grab a big money fight, he want to do something like Undisputed versus Undisputed, he can do that. He already did his mandatories. He already fought his mandatories. He went after everybody who had a belt at one time. When people couldn't stay focused because they were too busy with the booger sugar and too busy eating Twinkies and they couldn't do what they had to do. You know what I'm saying?
Speak on it.
That was on them. That wasn't on Saul. That was on them. That wasn't on Saul. You know what I'm saying? But now he put himself in a position, be careful what you ask for because you will get it. And I done heard from my sources that they're looking for May. May 4th. You know what I'm saying? All his dreams may come true. And don't let when this situation comes, it'll be too big for him. I don't want to hear no situations. Oh, he waited too long, and he was.
We got True. We got the next. True. We got the next topic on this one.
Yeah.
I'm saying, we got the next topic on this one. But go ahead, bro. We got the next topic for that one. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop right there then. Since we're gonna bring it up, all I wanted to say is, be careful what you ask for, because Canelo ain't ducked nobody. You know what I'm saying? He has earned the cost to be the boss. He can fight you chumps when he wants to fight you chumps. Like with Sugar Ray Leonard. He wanted to fight these chumps. You know what I'm saying? He's still going to get it. Don't worry. He's still going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like Floyd, he fight these chumps when he wants. That's what happens when you the king of the sport. You get to pick and choose when you want to fight these dudes. As long as they get that work, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. As long as they get that work, it's all good. And trust me, he's going to get that work. He's going to get that work. And then I just want, the same energy. This is what y'all wanted.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. You all excited.
All right, TVE, get in there, brother.
Oh, throw me the ball so I can slam dunk it, yo. G, you about to get on a poster, bro, because this is crazy. You talking, yo, context is everything, yo. How you gonna sit there and say the WBC mandated fight Yoderum when you got stripped? You got stripped, bro. Like you lost your opportunity. You was in line. Canelo literally went to your division and fought. Everybody had a fight. You was next in line. No, hold up. That's just why I think it's premium ducking right here. Because when it was the time for you was next in line, because he was mandated to fight Yoderum. Because clearly Benavidez.
Yo, Dad, you should stop talking right now.
Hear me out. Benavidez lost that 3 pounds. He would have been next in line to fight Canelo. And what happened? He got stripped. Now you want to say, I think that's pure premium ducking right there. I'm gonna say it here first. He ducked Canelo. Now he want to fit. Go ahead, G. What up?
All right, listen.
No, he got stripped.
I just want to correct Ned on some things. David got stripped August of 2020. Remember, for being 3 pounds overweight. Remember, and that was at the time. That was the COVID national shutdown. So
excuses.
There was several fighters at that time that had issues with weight loss, had issues with endurance during performances. I remember PBC was showing those fights. Dudes was weaving, huffing and puffing crazy. Round 2, going, the commentators was like, yo, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, so then now, I'm not mad at the fact that he got stripped. I could respect that, right? But when he got stripped, then in December of that year, of 2020, that's when Canelo got the chance to actually win the vacant title against Caleb Smith. You know what I'm saying? Remember, at this time, Canelo wasn't even in 168. He was at 160. You know what I'm saying? And again, when he was at 160, it's the same dude that had the mandatory situation with Triple G, and he was like, yeah, I don't want that. And then out of nowhere, they just magically gave this dude franchise. Like, what are we talking about here, man? They always bend the rules.
Yo, Ned, can I just jump in for a quick second, Ned? Please. Yo, I want to get down with the conspiracies. You know what I'm saying? I want to create.
This ain't no conspiracies.
Can I get down or what?
Go ahead.
Yo, can Caden have a conspiracy real quick? I'm gonna tell you what it is, bro. Here's what it is. Benavidez knew what it was. He knew Canelo was moving up to 168. Benavidez was like, yo, Canelo's moving up to 168 to become undisputed. So, self-sabotage, he started sniffing blow, started sniffing coke. When you start sniffing coke, right? When you sniff coke, coke and stripping go hand in hand. So he sniffed some coke, you know what I'm saying, was partying, got stripped of his title, all because the pressure of Canelo moving up to 168. He didn't want to lose his belt in the ring. He wanted to lose it on the scale so he could always be like, oh, but Canelo never beat me. He should have fought me. Instead of putting the onus on himself, instead of putting the accountability on himself, he was the one who was supposed to make weight. But instead, he was sniffing blow and eating fast food. He was the one who was supposed to make weight. But instead, he lost his belt on the scale, so he never had to step in between the ropes with Canelo Alvarez. How about that, G?
Right,
he blew coke and his opportunity.
Hold on. First and foremost, the cocaine situation, that was the first time he was stripped, but he won the belt back. The second time is when he got stripped for the 3 pounds.
So are you telling me, G, with absolute certainty that you could tell me he wasn't on the booger sugar the second time?
How am I supposed to?
So then why you bringing it up then? So
You
why you
brought it
bringing
up.
up the first time was with the
up.
booger sugar? One time is enough. You got channels out there who call Canelo Alvarez an alcoholic and they cheer for David Benavidez. So they cheer for David Benavidez, but they call Canelo Alvarez an alcoholic and act like David Benavidez was never putting stuff up his nose.
I don't know those channels, man. I'm just talking about the fairness of the rankings. The rankings have to be absolute. You know what I'm saying? Mandatories under WBC rule. Once a year, the champion has to fight a mandatory challenger. Once a year. So why is now Benavidez got to wait 3 years as the mandatory to fight Canelo? That's 3 whole years.
Because he wasn't making weight. Because he wasn't standing on business. That's why.
No, hold on.
He was supposed to stand on business.
The weight argument is when he got stripped. So that's why I said I'm not making an argument on.
Yo, he made weight on the fish scale, right?
Man, y'all dudes, man, y'all got no respect for David Benavidez. It's cool. But all I'm saying is this. Y'all can't even see the bias that y'all have for Canelo. WBC.
Yo, Ned, say what you need to say about David Benavidez. Say what you got to say about David right now.
Yo, G. Yo, this is what I've been trying to prove. G, you got bias against Canelo. He's the face of boxing, yo. He literally time after time he proved.
He can bend rules.
Time after time he proved he's standing on business, like Kaden said. When you came, your man got stripped twice. One for the booger, the next for the fast food. He blew 2 opportunities. If he had kept those belts, if he had been disciplined enough, he would have kept those belts and been for Canelo. He would have been for Canelo. What happened? He got stripped. Now your man gets stripped. Telling, Canelo he should do celebrity boxing because he's ducking him. Ain't nobody ducking no smoke out here, G.
So first of all, G, Canelo's a hustler, homie. Your man Benavidez is a customer, homie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe so. Maybe so. However, your man, Canelo hasn't responded yet publicly.
He don't need
everyone
to.
is calling this dude out like, yo, you need to fight Benavidez next. He don't need to. So what does he need to do then, Ned?
G, Canelo don't need to respond to your boy. Canelo could go, like I said, Canelo could go fight Joshua tomorrow. Canelo could go fight TC. Canelo could go fight Benavidez. He could go get a rematch with the You're not understanding it. My man got many lanes he can walk in. He got many lanes he can walk in. Your man got one, and it's Canelo. And watch he entertain that one lane. When he has multiple lanes of opponents. He just fought Charlo. He can fight anybody he wants. And he should entertain Bennett who? Bennett who?
You're right. You know what?
Nobody.
Canelo should fight Munguia. Because Munguia is a better challenge. Got you.
Because your man
fighting Munguia. Munguia's next fight has already been announced. Munguia's fighting John Ryder next. Munguia's next fight is John Ryder.
And you see, listen, and I would say that's a good step-up fight in preparation for Canelo. But that's still, people still want to see Benavidez over Munguia. So it was just like, yo, it's cool, man. I get it.
You know what you want to say?
Boy.
Now, hold on. Let's address this right now, Rachel, okay? Because I saw the comment. All right. Clenbuterol is in meat in Mexico. It's a fact. It's not made up. It's in meat in Mexico. Booger sugar, you got to lay it out. You know what I'm saying? You got to lay it out and snort it. There's a whole difference. So, you know what I mean? There's a huge difference. But Canelo's been winning before, after, and in between that whole clenbuterol situation.
Yeah, with tainted meat. Pause.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? I
want to talk about dirty tacos.
You know what I'm saying? All right, hey, we're talking about, we
all got skeletons, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
listen, set up the fight, man. Just set up the fight.
Come on, man.
That's it. Set up the fight. You know what I mean?
we're not going to talk about how I believe Benavidez may pop in the future, because he went from being a fat ass in all his weigh-ins to all of a sudden having a six-pack magically for that Caleb Plant fight out of nowhere. And he ain't never looked like that. And it happened in such a short period of time. It wouldn't surprise me if he's on that Conor Ben.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? If he's
I
on
mean,
a trend cycle, if he's on them SARMs, you know what I'm saying? He might be the new king of clenbuterol when all is said and done. Don't be surprised when David Benavidez pops positive. You know what shocks me? He went from being the chunky, soft, flabby dude in all his fights to magically having a six-pack when he fought Caleb Plant. And nobody said anything. Yep, them peptides, that's what he got. You know what I'm saying?
Just set up the fight.
So yeah, you don't want to talk about how your man's probably on the PEDs, right?
Yo,
Okay.
listen,
Well,
I don't believe it.
Let's just be clear. Let's just be
hold on.
clear. Yo, I want everyone to, you can do your own research, so I'm not going to do it for you right now. Look at David Benavidez's body in his fight before Caleb Plant. Look flabby. You know what I'm saying? Look like Larry Holmes before he retired. You understand? And then, he finally got dedicated. Yeah, I know what you mean by dedicated. You mean dedicated to the syringes.
Hey, man.
Dedicated to the trend.
All work and dedication.
Dedicated, yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what all the bodybuilders say. And you know it, G. You know it, G. You know that's what all the bodybuilders say.
Listen, man, shut up the fight,
your man, fake natty Benavidez. Anyway, I'm just saying, let's not act like he didn't have a suspicious transformation. In the period of time that Benavidez went from Larry Holmes flabby and sick to having a six-pack is unbelievable. That's all I'm gonna say. But we're gonna leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? He trend harder than last time for that fight. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, so but now I'm gonna just get to my turn. Yo, all you guys clamoring for David Benavidez, y'all want to ignore the facts. Like G right now, G's in control of what we show and what we highlight, right? On this show, right? But G's ignored everyone saying that Benavidez versus Andrade only sold 600,000. Only sold 60,000. Look at me, I'm trying to give themselves. Only sold 60,000 pay-per-view buys. Benavidez's lack of fame was front and center last Saturday night for his headliner against 35-year-old Demetrius Andrade on Showtime pay-per-view, an event that is rumored to have brought in a dreadfully poor 60,000 pay-per-view buys. These low numbers suggest Benavidez lacks the charisma to become a star, and part of that could be his repetitive and boring in interviews. He's repetitive and boring in interviews. He sounds very old-fashioned, and the young fans fail to connect with that type of fighter. You can make an argument that even if Canelo did vacate his IBF, WBA, WBC, and WBO 168 titles, that wouldn't stop Benavidez from hounding him for a fight and criticizing him during interviews for not giving him what he wants. And that's fact. Because at the end of the day, all he wants is payday, payday, payday. That's it. That's it.
Or how about
you said more than Canelo did with those guys? Canelo did way more numbers against Ryder and Yildirim than Benavidez did against Andrade, and that's a fact. So, anyways, I just want to get on to a few things real quick. Let's talk about this because this dude Benavidez, bro. Like, all right, for starters, Benavidez is being graded on a bell curve. For those of you who don't understand what the bell curve is, it's like they'll take the highest grade, the lowest grade. They'll take the people in the middle, and then they'll put everyone in the middle, basically. So Benavidez is getting credit. Benavidez said Canelo should be in celebrity boxing, right? What is his best win? His best win is Caleb Plant. His best win is Caleb Plant, a guy who Canelo beat first. Do you think Andrade's his best win?
I responded to the dude in the comments. I'm cherry picking comments. I'm not cherry picking.
I'm not saying you're cherry picking comments.
No,
I'm saying that you definitely avoided that 60K pay-per-view buy comment.
Right, like it has no relevance to the conversation. If y'all want to,
I'm just saying it does now. It does now because what I'm about to say is definitely going to make it relevant. His best win is Caleb Plant, and Canelo beat him first. And not only did Canelo beat him first, But Canelo Alvarez stopped Caleb Plant, and David Benavidez did not. So if Canelo should be fighting celebrity boxers, but he's already beaten your best opposition and then some, what does that say about you? His next best win is Demetrius Andrade, who's 35 years old, was inactive and coming up in weight. And he beats him, and now everyone acts like he did something glorious.
Why was he inactive, bro?
Hey, yo,
because your man Canelo didn't want to give him a shot at 160. Let's keep
don't
it
even act like Logan and Jake ain't trying to eat off of Canelo too. They be like, yo, we'll fight Canelo too, yo. So stop acting like Logan Paul and Jake Paul ain't trying to fight this man either. So
okay,
thank you.
For some reason that's relevant right now. But let me get back to what I'm saying. Canelo has a way better resume. Has been in way bigger fights than David Benavidez. For David Benavidez to say he should be in celebrity boxing. How long has David Benavidez been in the middleweight division? A lot longer than Canelo. But when Canelo got to the middleweight division, okay, no, I mean Benavidez's numbers are better than other opponents. Of course, Canelo, the face of boxing, has done great numbers. How about this? Let's remove the numbers. Canelo went to the middleweight division and stood on business. What I mean by that is Canelo went and immediately fought all the champions to become undisputed. David Benavidez was there handcuffing his WBC, flirting with a fight with Caleb, but never really fought Caleb until Canelo did it first. He was sitting around sniffing blow, eating whatever, not making weight. And now all of a sudden he wants to scream, I'm serious about boxing now. Come on now, give me a shot. And everyone's acting like, oh, Canelo's the one ducking. When Canelo was the one who went there and took care of business. Remember, Canelo was the one who collected all the Infinity Stones. How can you say he needs to give up the belts that he earned? You didn't earn them. You were in that division. You could have fought everybody, but you didn't, David. Now that Canelo collected all the belts, you want to sit around and be like, oh, fight me. Go ahead, G.
So are we saying that Canelo, because he has the belts, he doesn't have to defend them anymore?
Who?
Canelo.
Did I say that? Is that what I said? That is not what I said. But here's what I'm saying.
Wants him to do.
No. Right, so let me clarify what I'm saying. Canelo has 4 belts, not just one. David Benavidez is the mandatory for 1 title, not all 4 titles. David Benavidez has never held all 4 titles. And to my knowledge, I don't think David Benavidez has ever been unified champion. So he's only had 1 belt. So Canelo collects all the belts. And then this man has the audacity to say, give up all the belts you earned because you won't fight me. As if he doesn't have a history of fighting a whole bunch of other champions. Go to my man Chris Cash real quick, because I want to address Chris Cash.
This one?
Chris Cash. Here's what I love about all you people. Last week we gave predictions. I predicted Ryan Garcia would stop Oscar Duarte in the 8th round. I called it on the money. Go look it up. We've been doing this show this whole time. No one has said great prediction, Caden. And that's happened several times since I've done this show. Not only have I called the winner, I called the round. But none of y'all say anything about that. Right? So check this out. Here's what my man said. Put T. Lawson up there as well. I'm African-American, bro.
This one?
Yeah, I'm African-American. So you people need to stop with that dumb shit. Okay, so let me get back to what I'm saying. Like, my family is the descendant of the enslaved. My family's, that word got my family's blood on it, fam. So just understand. So I say you people. I say you people. I can say whatever I want. Now, getting back to this, what I'm about to say. Demetrius Andrade is a hometown guy. He's a hometown guy. I picked the hometown guy. I ride or die with the hometown guy. Did you not hear that in the prediction? Did you not hear that? See, that's what you miss. I'm going to ride with my people. I'm going to go down with the ship. I wasn't going to hop on. I've said this before. I pick who I'm rooting for. So I picked Demetrius Andrade. Yes, I did. But I also know he's 35. I also know he's moving up in weight. I also know he was inactive. I also highlighted all those things. Doesn't negate anything. I rooted for the hometown guy. That's why I picked Demetrius Andrade, fam. Come on, man. You guys, man, y'all don't listen. And then when someone calls it on the money, all y'all do, y'all highlight, oh, well, you picked this wrong, you picked this wrong. I predict way more right than I get wrong. But y'all look over that. Not only just predict it right, call the exact round too. I've done it like 4 times since we've been doing this show. Anyways, getting back to what I'm saying about David Benavidez, he could have been that dude, but he just started fighting. He just started fighting top-tier competition. You're a David Benavidez guy, G. Without looking up anything, right now, the next 10 seconds, name the opponents he fought before Demetrius Andrade and Caleb Plant.
Anthony Durrell. That's all I remember.
Thank you. Thank you.
But those are three quality fighters right there. And they're all Yeah, all of them were champions.
Thank you. You just named 3 fighters. All right, but again, you just named 3 fighters. Anthony Durrell. And you named Caleb Plant and Demetrius Andrade. You couldn't name anyone else. With Canelo, we can name his opponents all day. Because he's been fighting the elite.
Fought guys that fought barely anybody.
Okay, but Canelo, again, like Triple G, for example. Triple G was the man at 160. Demetrius Andrade was never the man at 160. It was Triple G. Canelo fought Triple G 3 times. Canelo fought Sergey Kovalev. Canelo went to the same division that that Benavidez was in, holding a belt hostage and unified all the belts. Benavidez didn't do that. So my thing is, how could he call Canelo a celebrity boxer? Just because he's finally ready to step it up. He just started taking step-up fights. He didn't
call Canelo a celebrity boxer. He said if Canelo doesn't want to defend his mandatories, then he should just give up the belts and just do celebrity boxing. That makes sense, bro. Like, I don't see what's the issue here. Like, bro, if we're champions and there's a whole roster of dudes that are trying to move up the ranks to fight me, I can't just be like, yeah, I don't want to fight you guys, but I want to keep this belt. Come on, son. It's not fair. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about what's fair, what's right. Y'all are talking about, you're trying to discredit Benavidez's qualifications to fight Canelo. Who the hell's Canelo, bro? All I'm saying is, there's a champion, there's a mandatory. They need to fight. The dude's been waiting for so long. It's like, come on, man, let's just make it happen. That's all I'm saying.
Waiting for so long. What are you talking about? He's been waiting for so long. Bro, he just started earning. The right to fight Canelo. And here's another thing, bro. Like, I'm just saying some real stuff. I think David Benavidez is a duck. He don't want none of that David Morrell smoke, bro. Every time people mention David Morrell, he go running. I'm going to tell you why David Benavidez is running from David Morrell. Because David Morrell's 6'1", long reach, and can fight. David Benavidez likes to pick on dudes that are naturally smaller than him. Everybody he's fought has been naturally smaller than him. Everyone. He's always the bigger guy. David Morrell's the first time he be in the ring with, and this is what I'm getting at. Canelo has proven himself against bigger guys, smaller guys, moving up in weight, fighting people. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you showed that, G. There's a bunch of other people agreeing with
no. Listen.
I'm just saying. You don't select what you put on the screen, though, right? All right, so anyways, here's what I'm saying.
Yo, Ned, I know Ned's reading the comments. So some dudes are saying some crazy stuff. That's why I'm not showing them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm only showing the ones that are like,
it don't even matter,
bro. Like, come on, yo. I show the ones when they come in.
This is not helping you right here.
What?
It's not helping you. Right
That's my point. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm like just picking stuff in favor of me. I'm reading dudes helping you. I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I can't share that. You know what I mean? Whatever, yo. I ain't no shit in my game, dog. What are we talking about here?
I'm just
comment. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying. Your man Benavidez, people are talking like he's been putting in the grind for years, like he's been doing it for years, and Canelo's ducking him. You already know how this game goes. It has to be a lucrative fight for you to. It has to make sense for Canelo to get it. And I'm not saying I don't want Canelo to fight Benavidez, because I do want Canelo to fight Benavidez. But talking about Canelo being afraid of Benavidez and him ducking Benavidez, that's what annoys me. It's like, bro, this dude isn't nobody to duck because he beat an old Demetrius Andrade and because he beat someone that Canelo already knocked out. It got a bunch of people gassed up and hot in the pants. How about he beat somebody worth something? How about he beat somebody that we all question whether or not Canelo can beat him? We don't question whether or not Canelo can beat Caleb Plant because we've seen Canelo do it first and better. And we're nobody's questioning if Canelo can beat Demetrius Andrade. So come on now, what has David Benavidez done? I haven't seen David Benavidez do anything that I don't think Canelo would do better. I think Canelo would knock Demetrius Andrade out sooner, if we're being honest. So what are we saying? That's what I'm getting at. Like, for me, this talk about Canelo like he's a duck. They used to say Canelo was ducking Triple G. Remember? I remember that. Oh, Canelo don't want the Triple G smoke. Then Canelo fought him, and they said, oh, Canelo lost the first fight. Then Triple G called Canelo a runner. Then they had the rematch, and Canelo stood toe-to-toe with him and won, and people still were saying, oh, Canelo didn't win the second fight. So then they went and had a trilogy. Canelo wins the trilogy, and then they said, oh, well, Triple G was 150 years old by the time Canelo beat him. You can't win if you're Canelo, which will bring us into the next topic.
All right. What excuses will they make when Canelo beats Benavidez? Yo, man, you should have read it.
So what excuses will they make when Canelo beats Benavidez? And I'm going to turn it over to G since you know he's the one who's advocating so hard for David Benavidez. Pause.
There will be no excuses because people are going to be like, Benavidez proved himself to be a live dog at 168. So when he takes that challenge, win, lose, or draw, Canelo's going to get that respect because everybody is viewing Benavidez as a legitimate threat at 168. You know, yeah, I can understand maybe people might say he's not as experienced as a Canelo, but that's about it. There's really nothing you can really say that's like disrespectful towards Benavidez's performance. A man 6'2", he has way longer reach. He throws combinations. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can people say? Like, they can't be like, yeah, that was a cherry pick. They can't say anything else. So it's like people just gonna be forced to give Canelo respect, win, lose, or draw. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how I view it, anyways.
All right, TBE.
Gee, Canelo's fought bigger fighters than your boy Benavidez. So you saying he throw quicker combination, he has longer reach, things like that. That's not a problem. I think the excuse is gonna give he's an inexperienced fighter.
Do you not listen to my argument sometimes?
Huh?
How does like what you just said earlier, right? Just
no,
now.
I'm just saying.
Why would he even bring that up?
I didn't say I didn't disagree.
Like, oh well, people aren't gonna mention that or something.
He fought bigger fighters than your boy.
Okay, so what? What's your point, bro?
Just because your man tall and got long reach don't mean
his point is that power isn't going to scare Canelo. And Canelo's equipped to deal with Benavidez' power better than say Demetrius
Andrade. The question that we're answering. The answer is, you know, will people
can I get my points out, G?
The reason why I was mentioning those
I get my points out, G?
Nah, because now you're saying Go ahead.
My points out.
Yo, reading comprehension is
G, can I get my? You didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish. And like you're not highlighting none of my comments right now. Like
I don't need to. You're actually responding to my comment.
You're not highlighting none of my comments.
All right, hold on. I did highlight.
What will be Benavidez's excuses?
I did highlight your comments. Remember? When you said like Benavidez equals tainted tacos or something, I highlighted that foolishness too. Yeah, watch
Hey,
your mouth.
tackle,
You know what I'm
hey
saying?
man, you know we.
Yeah, whatever.
know.
But what I'm saying is the only reason why I mentioned those attributes of Benavidez is, in fact, to be like, hey, nobody's gonna discredit Canelo because of Benavidez's attributes at 168. It makes him like a dangerous threat at 168, especially for a dude named a dude the size of Canelo that's like what, like 5'6" or something. I don't know what height he is, but come on, son, 6'2" versus 5 whatever.
The disrespect to Canelo is insane,
That's not
bro.
disrespect,
Like,
bro.
you
I'm
hate
not even
Canelo,
disrespecting
bro.
Canelo. Bro, Canelo's not 6 feet tall. Canelo's
He's
way
5'8".
smaller than Benavidez.
You saying 5'6", like
Oh,
he's
I'm
like
sorry,
a
he's
dwarf
5'8".
or something.
Bro, I just said Benavidez is 6'2", bro. Like,
We done seen him fight taller fighters.
Yo, man.
You know, we haven't seen fight taller fighters. David Benavidez.
Mm-hmm. Or fight at his height, yo.
David Benavidez hasn't even fought someone his height.
My bad. Go ahead, Ned. Go ahead, Ned.
Let's be real, man.
Let's let Trill get in there. Go ahead, Trill. Go ahead.
Let me just jump in real quick. Like, I really like David Benavidez. I love the Benavidez family. You know what I'm saying? I've been following his older brother in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate David Benavidez, but he's never been in a challenge where he was the one that was the smaller guy or one of the guys that was ever, you know what I'm saying? He always had the advantages. In this fight, I don't see him with all the advantages. I see him with Canelo with his experience, him having the advantage, him, you know what I'm saying, not having the issues with. I just really think that there's going to be a lot of excuses. The excuses that I feel they're going to have with Benavidez. There was nobody to prepare them for this fight. You know, they're going to talk about, you know, the weight and, oh, he was too big. He waited too long for Canelo and all this other stuff. This is all the stuff that's going to happen. And then, you know, people are going to be like, oh, yeah. And then everybody's going to follow to that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Canelo waited him out. It was too long, blah, blah, blah. Canelo, when you're at number one, and this is any sport. When you're at number one, people are going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do anything to discredit what you do. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're going to do. Because when you're at number one, people it's just how people are. They just got to hate. People hate what's great. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what, they're going to find some excuse. Because so after he beats Benavidez, it's going to be like, oh, he waited so long. David with this and that. You know, David had a problem with the weight and all this other stuff. There's always going to be an excuse no matter what Canelo does. That's what happens when you're the face of the sport. Nothing's ever good enough.
Appreciate that, Trill. And like I was saying, I'm not discrediting Benavidez. I'm just not hyping him up like G is, yo. And the thing is, we done seen Canelo put in work. And yes, he may have lost here and there to certain fighters. And at the end of the day, if they have a part two, I think he's gonna beat certain fighters. And that's that. But G, yo, the way you're painting this picture is like, yo, Canelo's ducking, Canelo's running. Nah, your man's never been running. Your man's blew opportunity when he was right there in line. He had the ticket and said, "Let me go outside for a cigarette." And somebody he was like, "Yo, we called your number. You wasn't there." Your man got stripped twice. Shows you how seriously when I say take the sport seriously, and you get stripped twice. Now I'm not making sense. Now I'm not comprehending nothing. Now I'm just mumbo jumbo coming out my mouth. No, G, let me finish. You interrupted enough.
You're not even speaking anything. Yo.
No, you're not listening because you're
I am
like,
listening, but there's a lot of factors you're not even considering.
Hate. What I'm saying is, if you took the sport seriously enough, you would have been had your shot. Now you're sitting here.
How do you know that?
How do you know that? No. Now you're sitting. Your man's literally sitting here talking mess. Like, yo, fight
How
me.
Do you
fight
know
me.
Canelo was going to give Benavidez the shot when at the time Canelo was at 160? So how do you know for a fact Canelo was going to move up to 168 at that time?
He went up and he took on the belt. If your man held his belt, he would have had his shot.
What you mean his man held this belt?
If
he didn't go up to 168 until after the belt.
Held his belt. If Benavidez held his belt, he would have had a shot. G, don't act like that's not true. Your man held his belt, he would have had a shot.
Your numbers is messed up. Your numbers is messed up.
No, it's
My man
not.
got stripped, right?
And then
in 2018.
they mandated for Yildirim.
Then in December of 2018, the last month of the year, that's when Canelo came up to whatchamacallit, 168, bro.
So what was your man?
You're assuming that Canelo was gonna fight David Benavidez.
No,
but
he fought everybody else.
Oh, yo,
He fought everybody else with a belt.
Me, son.
He fought everybody else with a belt. So
You're
you say
saying-
you're going off a theory. I'm going off.
I'm not going off a theory. You
Everybody
are.
with a belt in that division.
Yo, listen, I'm not saying.
So
Listen,
if your man held a belt,
this. Yo, Ned, just hear me out. Like, I know sometimes I go above your head, so I'm gonna dial it back a little bit. Just for a second.
I'm speaking on facts.
I'm not even trying to be
I'm
disrespectful.
speaking on facts, G.
Yo, this
if
time
your
I'm
man
not
held a belt, he would have fought Canelo.
Yo, listen. We hope that Canelo would have fought Benavidez if Benavidez had the WBC belt, right? But we don't know that for a fact. That's why I didn't make that argument. You're saying you knew for a fact that Canelo would have fought Benavidez if Benavidez didn't get stripped. You don't know that, especially when Canelo wasn't even in the division at the time. Listen what you're saying, bro.
He wouldn't have fought Bivol.
Right,
he wouldn't have fought Bivol. Yeah, he lost.
Now we're talking about light heavyweight. Got you.
Why we scared? I think Bivol beat the brakes off your boy. I promise you.
You said what?
I think Bivol beat the brakes off of your boy.
All right, we shall see. You see, again, this is you.
I'm done. Yo, fans, there's so many excuses.
All right, let me ask you a question. All right, so let me ask you a question. What's your evidence that proves that Bivol will body bag Benavidez?
I just think he's the biggest, stronger fighter.
Bro, they've been sparring partners for like 5 years.
I think he's the biggest, stronger fighter.
Hold on. They even got interview. I think we showed a video one time of Bivol talking about how skilled Benavidez is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I think he's the biggest, stronger fighter.
This is a bum. Like, come on, son, watch your mouth.
I'm not saying your man's a bum. I just said I think he's the bigger, stronger fighter. The word bum never came out of my mouth. The bigger, stronger fighter. Go ahead, Kaden.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. I didn't want to interrupt. You know what I mean? Personally, I think Benavidez needs to take some time off. All right, so
I agree.
Yo, all right, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I think David Benavidez is a good opponent for Canelo. I think that if Canelo chooses to fight David Benavidez, I'll be okay with it. I think the fight is a good fight. And to be honest with you, I hope David Benavidez gets the fight. However, I'm not going to act like there aren't other options that Canelo can, or other opponents Canelo can choose that would be better and more lucrative for him than David Benavidez. And at this point in Canelo's career, I think he's done enough to pick and choose his opponent. And as long as his opponent is a top contender, like I don't want to see a Yildirim again. Hell to the nah. I don't think he should be able to fight a Yildirim. But if he chooses someone who is a legitimate threat and who is good, how can we sit there and be like, oh, he's ducking from Benavidez? Because I just don't really see it. But what excuses will they make when Canelo beats Benavidez? I'll tell you. The first is going to be Benavidez was too young. Remember, when Floyd Mayweather beat Canelo Alvarez, people almost act like it didn't happen because people see what Canelo Alvarez went on to become. So they look at the time Floyd beat him, they're like, oh, he was a baby. That was a young Canelo. And remember, Floyd gave Canelo his first L, right? So you see, name names in terms of who Canelo can fight. All right, if Canelo fights Terrence Bud Crawford, for example, to me, I give it a pass. Now I know people are going to be like, "Oh, well, Canelo's moving up in weight," and they're going to be like, "Oh, Terrence Crawford's moving up in weight," and they're going to be like, "Oh, he's a weight bully." But again, nobody said anything about David Benavidez fighting Demetrius Andrade. Yeah, I think Bud and Canelo's a good fight. But the reason why is Bud's skill set. Bud's skill set allows him to be competitive against Canelo, although he's a smaller guy. Now, of course, if Canelo gets to him and Canelo is able to pressure him, Canelo's going to win the fight. But remember, TC is exceptionally skilled and number one on most people's pound for pound list. And we've seen in the history of boxing the smaller guy move up and win. Usyk is doing it right now in the heavyweight division. So for people to act like it's not 4 or 5 weight classes, Bud is fighting at 147. Bud's already admitted that it's hard for him to make 147, so he's draining himself to make 147. So ideally, Bud would fight at 154. So it's literally moving up 160, 168. So it would really be like 2 weight classes. But let's not forget, Canelo's a guy who moved up from the smaller weight divisions as well. And we saw Manny Pacquiao, the great Manny Pacquiao, move up 8 weight divisions. So let's not act like, Bud moving up is something we've never seen in the sport of boxing. Bud is tied up with Spence. We assume, although Derek James has reported that Spence hasn't been training for Crawford yet. My point isn't whether or not this fight is next, right? My point is, what fight would I excuse Canelo for making next? That's the point. It's not what I want to see next. It's not when people ask me what fight would I give Canelo a pass for, I'm telling you the fight I would give him a pass for. I'm not saying that that's the fight that I want to see next, right?
I'm cracking up right now because I just saw it and I can't see it, man.
All right, so that's one fight. Another fight is David Morrell. If Canelo chooses David Morrell, I think that that's a good fight. I think David Benavidez certainly doesn't want any smoke with David Morrell. He avoids David Morrell. David Morrell is the fighter with the size that could give David Benavidez problems. David Benavidez is always a naturally bigger guy, and with David Morrell, he's going to be in there with someone who's naturally about as big as him. And go ahead, G.
Walk with me on this. The reason why Benavidez is ignoring David Morrell is because if David Benavidez pulls it off, Canelo's still going to ignore him because Canelo's going to be like, oh, who the hell was David anyways? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, man, if Benavidez wants to force that Canelo fight, I agree with what you said last week. He has to fight Bivol. You know what I'm saying? Because if killing Boo Boo didn't do it, if he beats Bivol, then what can Canelo say? So, yeah.
Gustavo, it's not a money fight, you're right, but it is a dangerous fight. And it's one where you can't be like, oh, he's cherry picking because he's taking on a dangerous opponent. For me, it's more about who he's fighting. So remember, when he didn't fight David Benavidez and he chose to move up and wait and fight Dimitri Bivol, some people saw that as a duck. But I said Bivol's a very dangerous opponent, and Bivol is a really good fighter, and people are underestimating him. And now people see that Bivol's a good fighter. So my point is, if Canelo is not fighting Benavidez, but he's taking on a healthy risk, then you can't say it's a duck. And if Canelo isn't fighting Benavidez, but he's fighting someone like Bud Crawford, because we all know that's a huge money fight, how could we be like, yo, he's ducking Benavidez? He's just getting to the bag. And there's nothing wrong with that. And for as much as people act like Canelo, act like TC doesn't have a shot against Canelo, TC is a highly skilled fighter, and we've seen what Manny Pacquiao was able to do. So I wouldn't count TC out. So getting back to what I was going to say was, another thing they're going to say about Benavidez if Canelo beats him, or when Canelo beats him, in my opinion, when Canelo beats him, they're going to say Benavidez was weight drained. He stayed at the division too long. It's going to be like Earl Spence when TC beat him. Everyone's going to be like, oh, it was weight drain. That wasn't the David Benavidez I know. Oh, David Benavidez didn't look the same walking to the ring. Oh, they spiked his drink. Oh, it's going to be something. But it's going to be David Benavidez was weight drained. The other thing they're going to say is David Benavidez was overrated. When Canelo beats him, they're going to say David Benavidez was overrated. Who'd he beat? Oh, he beat Caleb Plant. Yeah, but Canelo already beat Caleb Plant. Oh, he beat Demetrius Andrade. Oh, Demetrius Andrade was overrated. He was old, and that's what they're going to say. They're going to say that David Benavidez was overrated, so now they need to see Canelo beat someone else. Then they're going to pick their flavor of the month. The same way that the TC haters and the Earl Spence fans have already found Jarrell Boots Ennis. Jarrell Boots Ennis is already on the docket for TC. TC just beat Earl Spence, the fight we've been asking him to have for 5 years. The fight I've been on TC about for 5 years. He beats Earl Spence. Instead of TC getting credit, what does he get? A bunch of people saying, oh, Earl was weight drained. That wasn't the Earl I seen fight this guy. Oh, Earl had a fight with his girl. Oh, Earl got knocked out in sparring. Oh, I need to see TC beat Jarrell Boots Ennis. Jarrell Boots Ennis is really the one. What it really boils down to is Canelo's never really going to win. He's never really going to get the respect. If he beats David Benavidez, everyone's going to say David Benavidez was overrated. And lastly, it brings me to this point. When Canelo beats David Benavidez, everyone's going to say he fought David Benavidez to avoid Dimitri Bivol, and he needs to have a rematch with Dimitri Bivol if he wants to prove he's really that great. He's never getting off the hook. G last week said that if Canelo has a rematch with Dimitri Bivol, he's ducking David Benavidez. You're number one, you said that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You said, because that's part of what Ken, I'll pull up Ken right now. That's part of the issue that Ken Kobe had with you. You said that if Canelo fights Dimitri Bivol in a rematch, he's ducking David Benavidez. And that's the problem.
Well, I'll say this, correction. If I did say that, I probably was in my bag last week. So my fault.
You weren't in your bag. You weren't in your bag. You weren't in your bag. That was one of the few fights. That's one of the few fights I think you were just keeping it like you were just showing my point. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Canelo does because the people who hate him are only going to jump on the next bandwagon hoping to see him lose. It's the same with AJ, bro. People who don't like AJ hop on every bandwagon hoping to see AJ lose. That's what happens when you at the top, bro. People don't like Canelo. They want to see Canelo lose. They think David Benavidez is their guy. Once they find out he's not their guy, they're hopping on the next bandwagon, i.e., Earl Spence, Jarrell Boots Ennis. That's the way it is. Earl Spence couldn't do it. Move him out of there. Insert Jarrell Boots Ennis. He's the one who's going to take down Terrence Bud Crawford. That's the way people do it. All right, let's read my man KTH for life because he says he respectfully disagrees. When you defend your mandatory, you get props.
Exactly.
No one clown Canelo for beating Yildirim. A champion should defend his mandatory unless unifying or going up in weight against another champion.
Exactly. Finally, man.
All right, so
that's all I was saying. That's all I was saying.
Look, it sounds good in theory, but Deontay Wilder never really fought any of his mandatories, and everyone was okay with it.
Nobody
and he wasn't moving, and he wasn't even fighting really great opposition. And I'm not saying that to come at you, G. My point is, this has been the WBC's MO since before Canelo. So why everyone's acting like Canelo's getting some benefit that no other fighter gets, I don't know. Tyson Fury has gotten the same benefit of not having to fight mandatories with the WBC until he fought Dillian White. So I don't know why we're acting like this is something special with the WBC. In a perfect world in boxing, and his would be perfect for me, and then we could end this whole discussion. In the sport of boxing, if all the sanctioning bodies took a unified champion and gave him the same exact mandatory, I would be okay with that. So if they all got together and averaged out who was the top on all their lists and said, you got to fight this one guy as your only mandatory for the year, I would be okay with that. But that's not the way these sanctioning bodies work. The sanctioning bodies work, okay, Usyk, you got 4 belts. WBO says you got to defend your title against Daniel Dubois. So he beats Daniel Dubois. Here comes the IBF knocking on your door saying, okay, well, now you got to defend against Filip Hrgović. And he's like, well, wait a minute. I got a big money fight with this other guy. oh, nah, you got to fight. So that's why I'm against it. Because if you just keep fighting mandatories, you're never going to have the opportunity to make money with a voluntary. If that doesn't make sense to everybody, then hey, that's on you. My point is, if it goes that way, it almost doesn't incentivize being unified champion or being undisputed champion, because you're going to keep being forced into fights that may not be best for your bottom line in terms of making money in the sport of boxing.
I kind of see what you're saying. Actually, you know, I got to do more research because I am curious about if a person's a unified champion, like how do they order the mandatories? Like, do they all like how do they, you know, devise the order? You know, because if the WBC is saying you have to defend against the title with a mandatory at least once a year, right? If a fighter only fights like twice a year, like a lot of fighters do now, you know, like how does that work if they're a unified champion? So I don't know. I guess I gotta do some research on that. But I see what you're saying, but they do have voluntary fights also, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's my point. But you can't have a voluntary if you have to keep fighting mandatories. And the more belts you have, the more mandatories you have. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So if you only have a WBC, one mandatory, voluntary. But if you have 4 belts, you're going to have 4 mandatories. When do you get to have an opportunity for voluntary? That's what I'm talking about. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't have to fight your mandatories, but I'm saying let's not act like boxing isn't a business, and it's a brutal business where your next fight could be your last fight. Okay, Jermall is also WBC. You're also proving my point. My point is the WBC doesn't force anyone to fight mandatories, not just Canelo. You're right. The WBC didn't force Jermall to fight a mandatory in 3 years. They didn't force Deontay Wilder to fight a mandatory for however many years. They didn't force Tyson Fury to fight a mandatory, and they even let Tyson Fury fight Francis Ngannou. And then after that fight, they ranked Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, that was cool.
So what are we talking about? Like Canelo is getting some magic mystery treatment. You know what I mean? Your issues with the WBC, not with Canelo. Right? The WBO made Usyk fight Daniel Dubois. The IBF is forcing people to make their fights. You know what I mean? The WBC, you know what I mean? They moving how they want to move. But it's not just the Canelo thing, like the Canelo haters are making it sound. So this is the first time I will acknowledge this guy, Ekenine Bishop, because he's actually talking about what we're discussing. Can you please explain to me the double standard? You know, being respectful and without taking personal shots, because that'll be an interesting thing to look at, because we are in the middle of a discussion. Please explain the double standard. You know what I mean? Because I'm curious to see it. But yeah, I that's my only holdup. But gee, in a perfect world, if they were holding everyone accountable, you know, and there was some system where you have 4 belts, so all the sanctioning bodies agree, here's your 1 mandatory for the year, and then you can fight a voluntary, I'd be like, yo, honor that. Fight your mandatory. But this game is crazy. It's like a free-for-all. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyway, so that's what's motivating my opinion is. They didn't force Vitaly and Adonis Stevenson. That's what I'm saying. They've been doing this, bro. Like, I think that's the incentive why people want to hold on to that WBC belt. Because they know, dog, if you get that belt, dog, Mauricio gonna work with you.
Wish all the WBC fighters would stop paying them the fees and move to the WBO or something. That's a fact, man.
No, that's real.
Man.
The WBO holds it down. If you look at it, yo, the WBO champions get their shot. Like when they move up in weight, they get their shot. You know, as you know, it's sad, but the WBO does do their thing.
So inconsistent. It sickens me. That's a fact.
Yeah. Again, I just want to clarify. I'm not saying David Benavidez doesn't deserve a shot at Canelo. I would love to see that fight. And boxing, to me, wins during that fight because, if anything, how it would benefit David Benavidez is it will all the diehard boxing fans are going to be into that fight, and the excitement from all the diehard boxing fans is going to transfer to the casual fan. Like, yo, I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this. It'll do at least 600,000 in my mind, probably close to 1 million. I would be praying and hoping that it does 1 million. And if Benavidez can beat Canelo on that stage, it will make him a superstar. The same way Terrence Bud Crawford beating Earl Spence on that stage made him a superstar. All right, so Bendover, funny thing is your bottom line is more effective when you don't fight the fights we demand as fans. Nello times G did 1.2, and these days his pay-per-view dropped more and more. We don't ask for Bud or Mel. Oh, we didn't ask for Bud or Mel. So,
yeah, that's true. That just proves your dance partner will generate
100%.
Yeah, a larger bag. You know what I'm saying?
100%. And again, no one is advocating against Benavidez. It's more about the narrative being pushed that Canelo is ducking Benavidez. WBC let Vitali not defend his belt for 4 years.
That's reckless.
Yep. You know, the WBA too. Remember what Manny Pacquiao, they stripped Manny. They designated him champion in recess after they elevated Ugas. Yeah. So I mean, it happens in the sport of boxing. We can move on. I'm just saying those are the excuses they're gonna make.
All right, so now what's the next topic? It's Hearn says Joshua will likely face Wilder in 2024. Oh man, let me prepare myself for these two. All right.
From one topic to another. Champion in recess means that you've been inactive, so they're designating you champion in recess, and they're allowing someone else who's more active to become the champion. And then once you come out of recess, which is inactivity, you'll have an immediate shot at the title. So like Pacquiao, for example, was designated champion in recess. It just so happens anyway, he ended up fighting your Dennis Ugas anyway, and your Dennis Ugas beat him. But let's say he was inactive for like two years, and then he decided to come back, he would get a shot at the title. So that's what it means. All right. Here we go. So we're going to take a look at some tweets. So here's what Michael Benson tweeted. The source is Boxing Social. Eddie Hearn has declared that he now believes it's very likely Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder will get made if AJ beats Otto Wallin and Wilder beats Joseph Parker on December 23rd in Saudi Arabia. That fight is the biggest fight in boxing. So that's what Eddie Hearn had to say. All right, we're going to take a look at one more tweet, and then we'll discuss this. And G, man, as you know, coming to you first, man, on this topic. All right, here's the next tweet. If it happens in 2024, Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder would likely be a WBC final eliminator to determine their mandatory challenger for the Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk winner. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman has said in the sources Sky Sports. So, turn it over to you, G. What's your reaction to that?
I just listen, man. G23 was supposed to be my year of vindication, right? But because of Eddie Hearn, all my G23 picks got messed up and they're getting all pushed to 2024. So I just really hope, man, they really have this fight because, Wilder's not getting any younger, and every time we see AJ, he's losing more and more bravery. So I'm just saying, let's just get it popping. So I'm hoping Eddie Hearn is right, but I kind of feel like if AJ doesn't have a spectacular performance against Otto Wallin, I feel like they're gonna find another excuse to prolong the Wilder fight. So I'm serious.
I'm demanding. I'm requesting you show Eve's V.
Yo, G23 aged well.
G23
Actually, aged well. I won a lot of money with my G23 picks, you know. But this fight was supposed to be a $500 bet. But Eddie, man, keeps playing games with me, man. So, you know, and I was gonna actually tell Ned, since they're pushing it to 2024, let's double up. Since Ned was like,
double up.
I'm cooling, yo. G, jump that thought, yo. Let's focus on this. Let these fighters be. Let them be. Yo, G, you greedy. You're greedy. You're greedy, man. You're greedy, man, yo.
Maybe I am. I don't know.
Yo, G, man. Yo, G. Yo, people talk about Alexander Sankey came to your defense though, G. He said the picks age well, but the big fights got pushed back to the next year.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they know. They're like, yo, G can't have this year.
Normally, I wouldn't disclose private discussions, but we were like, yo, G, just extend G 2023 to G 2024. G was like, yo, dog, that don't even rhyme.
And Ned, the people want to know why you shook.
I ain't shook. I ain't financially stupid.
Yeah, because Ned's account right now is on negative. So
Ned's on a payment plan with G right now, man.
Nah, but you know, I really do hope, man, they pull this off, man. Like, and I honestly think at the end of this month, I think it's great for both fighters. As long as they pull off amazing knockouts, you know, because I kind of feel like if they could do this, especially on this card, there's going to be a lot of casuals watching. So this is a great step up platform for them guys finally colliding on 2024. So I'm excited for it, man. I just hope Eddie really, really commits to 2024. It'd be nice if it could be like, you know, spring and not like winter of 2024. Like, you know, I don't know, man. I just want to see my man Wilder just decapitate this guy. But I like AJ. I just feel like, yo, it's time for my man Wilder to get to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Ned the TVE.
Of course, they're not fighting this year because they're fighting different opponents in December. So, you know, they need to lay off. But it says likely, which means AJ got to beat Otto Wallin and Wilder got to beat Joseph Parker. Yes, G may think it's a walk in the park. He may think there's no threat coming his way when he's fighting Joseph Parker. And I know there's a threat coming AJ's way when he's fighting Otto Wallin. We don't see what he could do. But everything's likely. This might, if they lose to these fighters, it might push the fight back even further. The fight might even be canceled if they lose to these fighters because this is just, it would be despicable for boxing in that case if they don't bring their A game December 23rd. So I just wish these both fighters the best. I'm not gonna go say nothing. G want to talk all. G want to put the wagon before the horse. Let the train get to the station and we'll talk. But right now, December 23rd is weeks away, and till it happens, I ain't got nothing else to say.
I know you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, G. God bless, G. God bless.
Yo, you might as well just send me your wallet. You know what I'm saying?
God bless, G. God bless.
I'll just hold it down for you.
Yo, G, you gonna have to start garnishing his wages.
Yo, thanks. Yo, hand your check over, man. Just hand your check over.
Yo, here's how I feel about this situation. Let's keep it $150, man. Deontay Wilder already acknowledged Wilder needs to take boxing more seriously.
After 23rd, you never know. He might have to
yo, all right. So
it's a fact.
All right. We all know that Wilder sent that tweet and posted that AJ offered him more money than he made to fight Fury. So all this talk about finally happening and putting it on AJ, you have to understand it was a subconscious admission. Wilder didn't even know that that's what he was admitting at the time he sent that tweet out, because that tweet was directed at Tyson Fury, attempting to avoid their contract and fight Anthony Joshua. So Wilder sends that tweet out and inadvertently admits that AJ offered him more money than he actually made for fighting Tyson Fury. Does that sound like a duck to you? And remember, the beauty of this tweet is it is an admission. It's an admission against his own interests when it comes to making a fight with Anthony Joshua. He admitted he was offered more money to fight Anthony Joshua. What if Wilder don't get to know what AJ making, or he has to keep his word to another fighter for less money? Still, Eddie/AJ fault. The fight won't happen. Wilder has some blame in this as well. G, exactly, Rachel. And that's exactly what I was touching upon. So people act like AJ's just some dude ducking, but if you really look at what Wilder said himself, and another thing, in hindsight, Wilder was very gracious to AJ when they were all at that press conference, and people look at it as Wilder maturing. Or is it just really he didn't want to expose himself? Like, he didn't want to get in contract discussions and say, AJ, you've been running from me, because he knows that AJ was going to be like, bruh, you already know, you admit it. You know what I'm saying? So let's stop acting like AJ's the dude who didn't run. All right, my man Vic up here. AJ didn't take the $50 million though. That was sent to him via social media. And when he was asking for proof of funds, they didn't want to show proof of funds. And just for the record, everyone asked for proof of funds. If you want a loan from the bank is going to ask you for proof of funds. If you're gonna buy a house, if you're looking for a loan to start a business, whatever you're trying to do, people are going to want to see proof of funds. So he asked for proof of funds, and they didn't want to give it to him. All they said was, yo, sign the contract. Here's the deadline. So, you know, the funny thing is that Wilder's fight, exactly. I already explained this, excuse me, and I broke this down. I think Wilder rejected that contract because he was being loyal to Showtime.
Mm-hmm.
And later on in life, he ended up learning that there's no loyalty in this game. So, like, Wilder is a coward. When he was in front of AJ, he's all nice right after the conference. Yeah, exactly. That's my only issue with Wilder. Like, yo,
hold on, that makes him a coward? Because
it's like, my thing is, I'm not saying that he's a coward. That's not my words. But my thing is with Wilder, keep that same energy to his face when you behind his back. Like, if you go and say he's been ducking you and he's been running, say that on the stage. If you're going to say he ain't fight, he didn't want to say it because I'm telling you, AJ was going to pull his card, bro. AJ's resume is 100 times better than Wilder. Better than Wilder's. AJ's accomplished. AJ's the most accomplished boxer on that stage, bro. And none of those dudes can say anything to AJ. And the only reason that they even go at AJ is because they think he's mentally weak. So that's why they even talk trash to AJ. But, you know, if AJ keeps the dog in him and keeps like, yo, that's the mentality he should have. It should be like, yo, all you dudes is my sons. You know what I mean? None of y'all accomplished what I accomplished. The only two people he got to worry about is Fury and Usyk. Everyone else that's there, he said, talking about Wilder being a coward. Kind of, yes. When the man was in front of you, you're smiling. But when he ain't around, you a big dog. What would you call that?
I don't know, man. Maybe I didn't see all of that, dog. It seemed like, well, I always said Wilder.
I'm saying, dog, he didn't keep that same energy. Yo, let's go to Rachel's
trying to get the fight. When you trying to get the fight, you want to be
that's Wilder always gets the benefit of the doubt somehow. Rachel said Jarrell Miller was having withdrawal from the Turbo Zane. That's why he was acting out. Exactly. My man, Big Baby. I mean, Daniel Dubois, man. Yo, I gotta get to my man Daniel Dubois. But let me get through this real quick. Just like David Benavidez, Deontay Wilder is finally starting to stand on business. He wasn't doing it his entire career. People, all you got to do is go on social media. Someone put together Deontay Wilder's entire resume and where the people were ranked when he was fighting them. Deontay Wilder has only fought one unified champion in his entire career. That's Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury wasn't unified champion when he fought him. No, Tyson Fury wasn't even a champion when he fought him. But he was a former unified champion. Tyson Fury beat him. Now, finally, he's fighting Joseph Parker, a dude with a pulse. A dude who's a former champion. Finally, Deontay Wilder is fighting the good fights, and once again, he's graded on a bell curve. We act like we didn't see Anthony Joshua already beat Joseph Parker when he was a champion. And Tyson Fury's never stepped in the ring with Anthony Joshua, although he's had the opportunity to do so. So all I'm saying is Deontay Wilder still has a lot to prove, but somehow AJ's ducking him. Just the same way Canelo's ducking Benavidez. Somehow the more accomplished boxers in these equations are labeled as the duckers. Is it fact or hater? Is there really evidence to support that, or is it just people hate the people at the top? You tell me. But there's more evidence out there to suggest that Wilder's a ducker than Anthony Joshua's a ducker. And there's for sure a hell of a lot more evidence out there to suggest that it's David Benavidez's fault he couldn't keep his WBC championship than Canelo's ducking him. So my reaction to this is great. Hopefully Wilder finally has the balls to take the fight. Dollar Bill, I see you on the screen. I don't know if you're available to chime in on this, but there are reports out there that Joshua will likely face Wilder in 2014 as a WBC title eliminator.
Seven words. You know, throw the 7 up there. I believe it when I see it.
Someone put that in the hashtag. Although you weren't here, I saw that.
Hashtag
someone hashtag that. Believe it when I see it. Yeah, bro, I'm with you, man. You know what I mean? All right, let's go to the next one.
Tyson Fury has been quiet, and and heading into undisputed fight with Usyk because he's getting shredded. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, so Tyson Fury has been quiet heading into the undisputed fight with Usyk, and that's not normally Tyson Fury's MO. So what we're going to discuss right now is, do we think that that's a good or a bad thing, or our take on Tyson Fury being extremely quiet leading up to the fight with Oleksandr Usyk? And since we have True Dollar Bill here with us, Dollar Bill, what do you think?
I'm saying it's either two things, you know. Either he's focused, you know, all that talking he was doing before he realized the task in front of him. You know, he know the rabbit ain't no joke. You know, this puffed up middleweight is going to be a problem, you know. So he's forgetting about all the talking and he's getting to work. Or the latter. He's preparing to give us the biggest duck, you know what I'm saying, of 2024. You know what I'm saying? So those are the two things that I'm seeing. Like, either because this is not like him. So either he's going to really take this seriously, he's putting all that work in, or he's about to hit us with the crazy, crazy duck.
Nah, that's it. You got to vote for Duck, Dollar Bill. You got to vote for the Duck. Yo, I want to say this though, because I saw one in my backyard the other day. Yo, rabbits are fast as hell, yo.
Oh yeah, that's a fact, bro.
Yo, rabbits are fast as hell. So they may be on to something with the rabbit with Usyk.
My dog be hit them. They be fast. You know what I'm saying?
They fast as hell, bro. So that might be a great name for Usyk. All right, G.
Yeah, see, I don't believe that he's trying to come up with a master plan to duck. I think he's just really getting mentally and physically prepared for Usyk. Usyk is a real challenge. You know what I mean?
Up middleweight, man.
Hey, man, yo, listen, man. I already admitted I was wrong about Usyk before. I still believe Tyson Fury is going to beat Usyk because he has the size and he's going to use his size the way that I thought AJ would have used his size in that ring. So, and I think if in fact, and I don't believe this either, but if in fact his performance against Ngannou is any form of a measure, he knows he's in trouble. So he's probably doing like crazy drills in preparation for his body. You know, he's doing all kind of stuff to get ready for Usyk because, you know, you can't really, you know, Usyk's like that dude that has like multiple styles. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to duplicate that guy's style. So even if you have a plan A, Usyk can immediately come up with a plan B and a plan C within the same fight. So Tyson Fury has to be prepared for variations of Usyk, you know. But if Tyson Fury could just rely on his physical attributes, what he's gifted in, you know what I'm saying? Size and reach, his size, like putting his weight on Usyk, make Usyk feel exhausted, man. Like there has to be a way to slow down Usyk. So I just believe Tyson Fury's camp right now are figuring this out. And that's why he's staying silent, because it's like, it's one thing to just be talking trash, but you can't be talking trash and you get in the ring and get violated. You know what I'm saying? So I think reality is now setting in for Team Fury.
Yo, I have a question for you, G, because, you know, just like a few segments ago, you called Canelo taco meat, and you brought up Canelo and clenbuterol, but I don't hear you saying anything about Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury is a cheater. Tyson Fury is a cheater. They're all cheaters. You know what I'm saying?
You got amnesia.
All right.
No, I ain't got no amnesia. Tyson Fury is definitely a cheater. But right now we're talking about Usyk. So that taco meat stuff and all that, the boar meat, that could wait for another segment. Right now we're talking about
the meat bad in Mexico. Stop bringing that up.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying.
And for the record, I didn't bring it up. I think it was Ned who brought it up last segment or whatever.
I want to give a salute to all our supporters out there in Mexico. I love you. Viva Mexico. Much respect. But if we ever go to Mexico, I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front, bro. I've been to Mexico before. Yo, the best ribeye and the best burger I ever had was in Mexico. So I'm like,
G had that Clint in him. G had that Clint in him.
And you know what's funny?
G was.
Yo, and after the burger, I done threw up all over the place in Mexico. I was gonna die in here. You know what
G came back like,
G was hitting peace in the gym at that time. It was crazy.
Yo, the funny thing is, it's not uncommon for people to put like steroids in their meat. Like if you go to your local grocery store, when you pick up your meat, read it. It says like hormone free, steroid free. It says that. So for people to act like it's a far-fetched thing for people to like feed, like they do that. They do that to the meat. Like that's why the FDA and all these, you know, that's why they regulate the food that you eat. Well, in America, it's something else, obviously, in the UK, but that's why food is regulated. That's why this industry is important. If Caden goes to Mexico, he's coming back to the UFC with a win. Yo, if I do go to Mexico, I am going to take the GOAT, Christopher Lovejoy's route. I'm going to go there, rack up 10 wins. And if I lose, I'm just going to pay to have it scrubbed off my record. What laws? What loss we talking about? Who's is it on you, TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's me. It's me. I'm not a fan of Tyson Fury's antics, and that the fact that I haven't even noticed he was off social media is crazy. Because Tyson Fury is known for woofing on the internet and talking all this big bad stuff. So this is a sign that either he's shaking in his boots, and he got to figure it out. Because I could tell you, yes, Tyson Fury can use his weight and his strength to bully Usyk. But the way Usyk could counteract that is to make him earn it. I mean, you got to catch me in the ring. And as fast and as quick as Tyson Fury may seem, nobody's ever made him chase. And I think Usyk will make him earn that in the ring. And that's why I think he's training on his endurance and his stamina. Make sure he don't got to get tired going after Usyk or he's a slippery rabbit, trying to catch the rabbit, he dip, duck, and dodge. And it's gonna be a great match. And that's what I think Tyson Fury is focused on. But the other thing is he's like, he don't know what he's doing now. It's like he's so focused on like not losing to Usyk that his mind has drifted from talking on the internet, things like that, or he's unprepared. He cast a check he can't bank. Now he gotta get in shape. And if he show up looking like AJ, we already know what it is, man. It's wild game meat. It's that game meat, yo. He's not.
No. You know what? I just want to say this real quick. If Tyson Fury shows up looking like AJ, he's on the David Benavidez. You understand? Because remember, that's something David Benavidez did when he was fighting Caleb Plant. Came out of nowhere from being flabby to having a six-pack for the fight. I'm just saying. He on that Benavidez.
So G23 might not look so. We're gonna.
I'm just saying.
Pause, dog. What's that? What that mean, dog? Dog, you know what I'm saying?
Game meat. Wild game.
This dude that's different, dog.
You're wild for you know what I said. You're wild
dog. Yo, the
streets is you're wild for putting that up and keeping it there too. That's crazy.
The streets are inquiring, bro. They're like, yo, what my man TB just say? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like,
hey, it is what it is. I know what I like. Yo, pause.
yo, chill out, yo, he wild out right now. Yo, Ned need to chill out, bro. Wow. Ned about to be like Lil J out here, dog.
Oh, man. Oh.
All right, yo, check it out. I think he's embarrassed.
EBE Santana.
I think he's embarrassed. I think the world saw what happened with Francis Ngannou, a fighter making his professional boxing debut, and arguably people are saying that he beat Tyson Fury. So I think Tyson Fury is extremely focused to make up for it in his next fight, because if he could beat Usyk, then people are going to forget about what happened with Ngannou. But if he keeps appearing, like doing interviews, or if he keeps talking, people are always going to keep bringing up Ngannou. And I think that's what he's avoiding. Now, I saw someone say, oh, it's not uncommon for Fury to disappear when he's in training camp. Bro, I've been a Fury fan. I've been watching Fury. He'll always pop up. He'll always say something. He'll always give a little video. He'll tweet stuff here and there. We haven't heard anything from Tyson. And, could it be he's on the verge of ducking? I mean, I hope not. I know that he signed a contract, and I know that he's going to make a boatload of money for this fight. So to me, especially when you're making the kind of money that Tyson Fury is going to make, it's literally this question. Would you fight Mike Tyson for $1 million? Yes. You'll get beat up, but you'll make $1 million, right? Now imagine he's fighting Usyk. It's not even a mismatch as you fighting Mike Tyson in his prime for $1 million. And he's gonna make more than that. So why would he not want to do it? I think he wants to give his best showing against Usyk. I think he wants to make people forget about his poor performance with Francis Ngannou. And I think he wants to win in such convincing fashion against Usyk that he can make the argument like, I wasn't taking Ngannou seriously. That's you know what I mean? It was all fun and games for me. And that's just my take on it. I think he's trying to get in the best shape of his life because he wants to make people forget about his poor performance against Ngannou. So that's my take on it. All right. So the next topic. Oh, gee, man.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn reveals Jarrell Miller threatened him when they were face to face.
So Eddie Hearn has revealed that he was threatened. Oh man. Oh yeah. So
I thought I was on mute.
That's all right. No, this is seconds out, so I gotta find a way for y'all can hear it without seeing it because this dude will claim our video. All right, let me share it and hopefully I can block it. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. All right, here it is right here. All right, let's take a listen.
Source tells me that you and Jarrell Miller, yes, a source tells me that you and Jarrell Miller, I didn't see it myself, had a conversation, a bit of a heated conversation after the day of reckoning. But Jarrell Miller said recently that AJ's team went out and went to apologize about the conversation that had at the day of reckoning. Did that happen? Do you know?
Absolutely no idea. He came up to me and he said, "Oh, you scared, aren't you? Now on the stage, you ain't fucking scared of you." I said, "I know what you did." And he went, "Why didn't you back me like you backed Conor Ben or something?" I said, "Because I don't believe you." And he said, "Well, next time you're in New York, I'll pull up on you or I'll have someone pull up on you." And I said, "Go fuck yourself." And that was it. And I said, "I liked you. I know what you did." And that was it. And, listen, I don't mind Jarrell Miller, but I still can't have that. Like, I think AJ was very lenient on him. Because what I would have said was, you had your chance. And we all know what you did to try and gain an advantage to beat me. So, bye-bye. But listen, good luck to him against Dubois. It's a very good fight. And if he wins, and he somehow, the public are desperate for that fight, who knows in the future?
How do you suggest that you would reconsider?
It's not my choice. It's up to AJ.
All right. So that's what Eddie Hearn had to say. Excuse me. Eddie Hearn said that Big Baby Miller said he was going to pull up on him. You know what I mean? G, what's your reaction to that?
I mean, I don't know if I really. I this could just be like Gerald Big Baby Miller talking like a New Yorker, and that got Eddie Hearn kind of shook. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I don't think he was like on some like threatening type of talk. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you ever like hear like a shorty from New York and she be saying crazy stuff like, SMD and all that other craziness. And you're like, whoa. That's just how they talk. You know what I mean? That's just their lingo. I think like Big Baby, Big Pharma, I think he's just really aggressive in his tone. And Eddie was probably shook and was like, yo, I don't know, man. I don't like how this dude's talking.
Yo, Eddie wasn't shook. You heard what Eddie said, bruv. Yo.
Yeah, right.
Watch your mouth, man. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry to interrupt you, dog.
I just think that's what it is. I think the message is lost in translation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't talk like people across the pond. You know what I mean? So Eddie probably was like overanalyzing what he heard from Big Baby.
All right. Ned the TBE, you with us? I guess not. Yo, I'm with Karma. I believe my man Eddie Hearn, yo. Come on, you put it past Big Baby to really sit there and try to bully Eddie. Now remember, he tested positive. He wasn't able to have the AJ fight. And I do think he went up to him and said, "How come you didn't stand behind me like you stood behind Conor Ben?" You know, because it does seem hypocritical, and a lot of people call Eddie Hearn out for that. The fact that he took a different stance with Jarrell Miller, and then now he's contradicting himself. Across the pond, know what pull up means. Yo, come on, G, man. That's what I'm saying. You act like that's some complicated, you know what I mean?
Amen.
They stand on business across the pond, too. You feel me? So watch your mouth, G. Nah, but when he said that to Eddie Hearn, I think, you know, it probably was. I don't think he was serious, but you're right. People from New York sometimes, man, they do kind of get a little excited with their lingo. I remember even in college when people would be from Brooklyn, they would be talking like, we'll be like, bro, we're all in college, fam. Like you act like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's almost as juvenile as Regis Prograis and his team clowning Devin from where he's from. It's like, okay, when you get in the ring, he's still gonna punch you in the face, bro. So we don't care where he was born, where he was raised, or if he had a tough life or not. When you get in the ring, he's still gonna punch you in the face. So, you know, it is what it is. No, I think he did say that to Eddie. What's funny to me though is that Eddie brought it up when they were just asking about AJ's team. Did he call and apologize? And Eddie brings it to that. So, you know, Eddie showed pictures of him like, you know, losing weight and in the gym working out. And so I think Eddie's starting to feel confident with Big Baby Miller. Depending on what happens against Daniel Dubois, you know, Eddie might swing on him. That's all I'm saying. Next time, if things go, he might swing on Big Baby. That's all I'm saying. So I wouldn't put it past him.
Oh, well, he ain't built like that.
Yo, you heard what he said? He told Joe, I ain't scared of you.
Yeah, he got security. That's why. You know what I mean?
He knew that Jarrell Miller couldn't afford to fumble the bag twice. Eddie is on them eggs. He definitely hired Conor Ben's chef. He definitely hired Conor Ben's chef to fix him a few meals because Eddie's over there, you know, taking those pictures like one of the Gen Zers. You know, he's bringing tripods to the gym. It doesn't count unless you record it. Your workout doesn't count unless you record it in the Gen Z era. All right, so we can move on to the next topic. I don't know what Ned's doing, so.
All right. Yeah, but I got to head out in like 15 minutes, just to let you know.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
All right, let's just make this announcement, and then we can go to predictions if they're back. Because that's the next one, right? We'll just go straight to Devin's predictions after this.
Oh, all
right. So we'll make an announcement. We can give a quick input on it too. All right, let's just share this real quick. All right, so there are reports. There are reports that PBC is closing in on a deal with Amazon Prime. So this is Boxing News 24, and it states PBC is reportedly close to a broadcast deal with Amazon Prime for their boxing events. If the deal is completed, Amazon Prime will be the new home for Al Heyman's Premier Boxing Champions company to replace Showtime, which will no longer show the sport after this year is up. What is this? Ariel Halwani is reporting that he's hearing that PBC is very, very close to a deal with Amazon Prime, which has 167 million subscribers. PBC and Amazon are in talks to possibly make a deal. Whether Amazon is willing to meet PBC's asking price remains to be seen. If Heyman can't swing a deal with Amazon Prime, we could see many of his fighters abandoning his sinking PBC ship and going over to Top Rank to fight for ESPN or signing with ESPN's Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing to fight on the Zone. So that's the report. G, you have any quick reaction to that?
I would say the problem with PBC, I think they're paying their fighters too much. Maybe that's too strong of a word, but I don't see Bob picking them up unless they take pay cuts. Because it seems like Top Rank, the new model is up and coming acts that they're bigging up, not necessarily like veteran acts, with the exception of, Lomachenko. Yeah, that's the things about it. You know what I'm saying? Like most of their guys, it's like they build them up from the beginning, and they probably lock them in at good rates, and then by the time their contract is up, those guys will leave Top Rank to go to PBC, Matchroom, whatever, So I could see Al Heyman's team, all the guys under his stable, like actually going towards, the zone route, because I think they're willing to spend a lot more, maybe foolishly, but nonetheless, they're willing to invest, So yeah, I mean, I like the idea though of having Amazon Prime host the PBC fights, but if it doesn't happen, I definitely could see PBC fighters in droves going to Matchroom.
All right, I'll just jump in and then we'll move on to the next one. Basically, if you recall, I reported this like weeks ago before this article even came out. It was like a few months ago almost, when people were asking. I think it was Rachel asked us to report on PBC and Showtime parting ways with PBC, and I stated how so many sport platforms are actually changing, and how NBA basketball is now going to Amazon Prime, and how Amazon Prime now airs Thursday Night Football, because Amazon Prime is trying to get into live sports. And ironically, Netflix is trying to get into live sports as well. So the game is changing. They're starting to realize that they can just put their fights on these platforms. And as you heard, Amazon Prime has 167 million subscribers already. And more people actually utilize Amazon Prime than, say, just watch Showtime. So remember I said I think this is going to be a great thing for boxing? I think you're going to see more cards like the Day of Reckoning as a result of this. As a result of this, Amazon Prime airing boxing, and you have PBC putting on a card on boxing, I think you're going to start to see this card has to be stacked from top to bottom, and we have to make it worth Amazon Prime's while. But also, I don't think they're going to have to split as much. I think when you're Showtime is a premier cable channel, right? So they have a certain amount of money to allocate towards shows and this and that, and you have to have your own subscription for that. Amazon Prime is something that's completely different, and I do think that it's actually going to free up the ability of, say, the promoters to actually put on bigger shows, and they keep a bigger piece of the pie. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see more cards like the Day of Reckoning, and we see Amazon isn't overpricing Heyman like Showtime. The budget is small. That's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be different due to this, and I think Prime is trying to become a competitor to live cable streams like YouTube TV and all these other things. So I think Prime is really starting to make that push. And I think, as I stated before, the zone stopped overpaying fighters. Now they were going to have to, but I think the streaming site is going to be better, because boxing is more of a niche kind of sport in America, where there's a strong core of people willing to pay a lot of money to see boxing. And I think them being on Prime is going to be better if you just have like the boxing section and everything. So we'll see, but I do think it's a good move, and I do believe they'll close a deal on that. So G has places to go. So we're going to wrap this up with our predictions for the upcoming fight between Devin Haney and Regis Prograis. And of course, if you have anything else to add before you give your prediction, go ahead. But remember, G has places to be. Ned the TBE, we're starting off with you. Who do you have winning this fight?
This Devin Haney's move up to 140, and this is his first big matchup against not a slouch. Like Regis Prograis is actually, he was a champion once, and I think this is a good fight for both of them. I think it's not gonna be no knockout. I think it's gonna be split decision. Devin Haney.
Split? Okay. Gee.
Yeah. It ain't gonna be a split. I think it's gonna be unanimous decision. But yeah, Devin Haney's not gonna knock out Prograis. Yeah, so I think it's gonna go all 12. And I can see what Regis has been trying to do against Devin, like clowning, his credentials, clowning his record, saying he got beat up, all that stuff, like just to get under his skin. But I don't think that's gonna work on Devin. I think Devin's just too focused, So yeah, I could see him winning unanimous decision. I just hope Devin doesn't make it boring. I really hope it's going to be a real competitive fight, but I just don't think that Regis has all the tools to stop a Devin Haney.
All right, Dollar Bill, you there? All right, yo. So people do a lot of talking, right? And I hear, actually, I saw it today. Someone said, "Oh, I think you've been disrespectful to Regis." I think it was like Chris Cash said, "You've been disrespectful to Regis. If it's a close fight and Devin wins 7-5, would I give Regis credit?" Well, I'll say this: it will be much closer than I actually think the fight's going to be. I think that is more like how the fight's going to be. I think Haney's going to KO Regis, and I know Haney's not known for having punching power, but Haney's also been draining himself to make weight. And he's a young man who's growing, and he hasn't allowed himself to actually fill into his body. He hasn't actually allowed himself to train to build muscle. And although this fight's going to be at 140, a 5-pound difference is going to mean the world to Devin, because it's the last few pounds that you have to drain that kill you. As a fighter, it's like you have nothing left, and then you're still trying to, I am picking Devin Haney by knockout, JM, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I believe Devin Haney, who's a growing young man, has been stunting his growth and his muscle development by draining himself to go down in weight to fight at 135. And I think the extra weight, the extra muscle, and his size advantage over Regis is going to help him. I also saw Regis get dropped by someone who isn't known to be a knockout puncher. And the other reason why I'm picking Devin is, unlike Vasily Lomachenko, who's a defensive, who's athletic, defensive, great foot movement, everything, right? Regis isn't going to be able to stop Devin from hitting him. I think he's going to be a punching bag. I think Devin's going to hit this dude at will, and I think at some point he's going to break Regis down. Regis isn't Vasily. Regis isn't that talented. Even if you look at Jorge Linares is a very talented offensive fighter. He just fought Jack Catterall, and although he didn't win, he survived, and he proved that he's an old veteran with good pedigree. Regis Prograis, to me, is sloppy. I see him trying to work on technique, but I think when he gets in there, he's going to get beat up. And the last thing I want to point out, someone saying like how Regis has a victim mentality. Yo, I'm telling you, as someone who grew up in those environments, right? I hate when people glorify it. Like, oh, you're not from the streets. You're not from the trenches. Yo, I didn't ask to be either.
Facts.
Like, you feel me? You act like people don't get money and leave. Name someone who's from the trenches that stayed. Or you like Jay-Z? Well, where does he live now? How you think he's going to raise his kids?
Mm-hmm.
And someone was pointing out about T.I. in that King situation where King was out there wilding, talking about he stand on business and how he grew up in a mansion. King will be the one to shoot you faster than some of these kids that live in the hood because he wants to prove himself. He wants street cred. So he's actually more more dangerous than some of them kids in the hood because he doesn't even have the ability to comprehend the consequence of his action. Whereas when you grow up in the hood, you see the consequence of the action every day. All he knows is his bubble, the bubble he was raised in. He doesn't even really fully comprehend what it means to be involved in this street stuff. So everyone talking all that trash about, oh, he grew up here, he went to this school. Why does that matter when you step in the ring? How does it matter? How does it matter? So I think he will stop Regis Prograis because I think Regis Prograis is dumb enough not to respect his power. I think Regis Prograis is going in there planning to bully him. I think Regis thinks he's just going straight walk through Devin, and I think that Devin's going to have a surprise for him. So yes, I am picking Devin Haney by knockout. Let's say I'm going to go 9th round. So Alexander Sankey said, I know enough about the streets to know I want no parts of it. Hey, listen, I'll put you like this. If you're a really good boxer and you're a high-level boxer, you could be from the streets, but you spend a lot of that time in the boxing gym and not out there doing dirt. And look at TC. TC was dabbling in the streets and everything. And then when he got shot, he was like, yo, I'm focusing purely on boxing. And he's magnificent. We don't hear TC talking about, oh, you're not from the hood or whatever. TC don't talk like that. So, anyways, that's it. Thank you for watching. Hey, man, we hit 15,000 subs, and that's all thanks to you. All the repeat faces we see here. Thank you. All the new subs, because we did get a whole wave of new subs. It was almost like they just started showing our channel to people again. So that's great. We appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with us. That's G. Someone called him G Davidez. Ned the TBE is off screen. And my bro, Trill Dollar Bill is off screen. But of course, they send their love. I'm Caden. Much love and respect to all of you. Happy Sunday. We are the Boxing Bros.
Peace.